All right. Well, everybody, hello. Welcome back to our channel. And we have a lot to cover this week.
Yes, we
um,
do.
yeah, there's a lot to cover, and I just wanted to welcome you guys to our channel. We have a guest here, and yeah, let's get things started. Um, let's see. Just want to make sure everything's good. See, is anyone watching the stream? I just want to make sure the sound's good.
Okay.
I also had to connect my sound for my microphone. That's why it was taking me so long. Is I was trying to get my sound to my headphones, and it didn't work. So
Yeah.
I had to get a separate headphone or a separate microphone to get it to work. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Where do you want to take the conversation first?
All right. All right, Kentavious, you ready? Is he it? Okay. Well, he might have stepped away, but first, let's go ahead and take the conversation to like the double standards in which the gender double standards in which we have to face, men have to face dealing with women. So, Kentavious, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Why do women feel like a man have to sit here and get them attention every 5 minutes? They don't want a man to do nothing. Like they don't want you to be on the game. They don't want you to talk to nobody else but them. They just feel like you have to be here for them or text them every 5 minutes. It's crazy.
And a lot of the times it comes with entitlement and then also not to even mention a lot of them who pretty much wants to have you as a friend or claim that they want to be friends with you ends up treating you as if they're dating you. Y'all just friends. Now, it's one thing. It's one thing to actually say one thing, and it's also a different scenario when your actions don't follow up on what you're actually talking about. Chase, is there anything you have to say regarding this whole like situation with like how women are and how they feel like you can't even have room to even breathe without dropping like any and everything just for them 24/7?
Yeah, well, I mean, the things that I see is that uh I don't know, per se, like women, they take things very dramatically. They take things to the nth level per se, and they want to spread blame rather than create solutions for all sorts of opportunities. You know, women can be difficult in that way, and they don't arise to create solutions. They give us the headache of having to worry about the bills, or they have to or to worry about just money in general, or talking about like how we're absent in the relationship.
Right. And then also, like, another thing that doesn't really sit right is how they can claim all men are the same and pretty much don't do nothing no more. But yet, I'm trying to keep from trying to paint every woman with the same brush. Just like how most women out here would do men just because they had bad experiences or they dealt with a very no good man. So we're about to go off and just say they say all this stuff about how they dislike men, how they little basic female friends team up with them and pretty much say that women are to say that men are nothing. They're all bums. They don't want to. They want to call you broke just because you don't want to spend any money. And they free to walk out on dates. And the moment they get money from a dude, they just dump him like he's trash. Am I right, Contavious?
Yeah.
Literally, that's literally what we have to go through. And also,
If we want to
they
set so bad, I mean, cut you off, but if we want to set so bad, all we gotta do is pay a goddamn prostitute. They can
right.
give us something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, because that's really all I had to say anyway. Go ahead.
They feel like if you want to talk to me, he gotta make at least 500K and talk to me. Otherwise, we can't date. We can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta stop this. What old man I gotta see him be rich just to talk to y'all? Y'all not even pretty. Y'all like the one I said, right? All y'all are just basic. Y'all not pretty enough. You know what I'm saying? You're not worth the goddamn trouble.
Right.
You know, y'all a headache enough. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a
Right.
headache.
Right. And they're difficult to deal with too. And not to even mention that us men, for some odd reason, are expected to stay strong and not have any sort of sign of emotion, while the women, for somehow, get to live this. How should we say this? Y'all help me out here. They get to sit here and live comfortably, like being a housewife, or basically just
They
you
ain't even
know.
that no more.
Go ahead.
They ain't that no more. They don't change.
Yes.
This generation we in now, they don't know how to just like shut the f up and like leave a nigga alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the man got to work 10 times as hard just for just to have just to make an honest living and to actually have money in their pocket. And really, if you think about it, the money that you get is hard earned. I don't know what money isn't hard earned. Y'all follow me?
Yeah.
Why
The money,
why is a man obligated to actually spend something rather than you actually rather than being accepted for who he is. I mean, I'm not to say that that women don't deserve the same rights. True, but women also got to know that that there needs to be a balance, and it needs to be made vice versa. Because if you want respect, you got to earn it. It has to be shown, not demanded. Right, y'all? Right, Chase?
Yeah, I agree.
Literally. Because I don't know why they get so comfortable doing saying and doing the things in which they do without no type of consequence or backlash from it. The accountability is another part, because I didn't forget, Chase, the whole little accountability where they can't even say most women can't even say 2 words, can't even say I'm sorry, and then and then a lot of the times they when they do, they don't even sound very genuine. Am I right, Contavious?
you right.
It does not sound genuine whenever they have an apology, because all it means is that they're gonna just you know go back to doing the same old routine they've been doing, the same old routine with any progression. Just like you said, Contagious, actions speak louder than words. Seeing is believing. So that's really just the same saying, but in different ways, if that makes sense. Is there anything else y'all like to say? Because that's all I have to say on my end.
You can go ahead, Contavious. You can go ahead.
I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend. If I'm asleep, right, she constantly texting my phone, asking me like, "Where you at? What you doing? You supposed to be with me on this phone right here. Like, girl, you gotta realize, like, if I'm asleep, I'm asleep. I'm not gonna sit here and just wake up and automatically just start texting you. I'm asleep. It's literally like 1:50 in the morning. I'm asleep. Why would you sit here and cuss me out? All because I sat here and fell asleep on the phone with you. You gonna sit here and cuss me out over that?
Yeah, and
That's stupid.
I kind of
Just sit
know
here
the
and
I know the feeling as well when you get like those late night texts and you're already asleep, and then you have to hear about it the night at the morning after.
right. I'm trying to sit here and be cool, but the way I sit, like the way I sit, I'm gonna turn into the old me. She don't want that. The old me with a, I'm telling you, she ain't gonna want that. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't hate females, but as far as like calling them out and getting them exposed, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
Mhm.
like
Yeah, like giving like accountability, back, like getting them to acknowledge that they are, um, you know, to acknowledge the situations in which they need to hold accountability in.
Yeah,
They
that-
need to step up in the aspect of that they need to hold accountability in, um, for example, they need to hold a bit accountability in not saying,
not blame
yeah, like
the
not,
man for everything. Everything you're going through, it's not like they
it's
gotta
not a
realize
man's
that.
fault.
It's not. It's not. But they don't realize that though. They always blame the goddamn man for everything. It's always the goddamn man fault. Whatever they going through, and they goddamn who they blame? And they blame us. It's always like they gotta realize, right? What y'all going through in your life is y'all fault, not our fault. Y'all gotta realize that.
Right. There's cause and effect. And they don't realize the decisions that they make ain't beneficial because it affects people in the long haul.
And you ain't gotta be knowing them for that long, and they already gonna be so goddamn attached to you, and like, I mean, you ain't even hit it yet, and they already got them attached to you.
And that's a red flag in itself.
Just by you talking to them on the goddamn phone, they already attached to you right there.
Right.
Just by you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
mhm.
we're not married. We ain't got no kids, so you know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm not obligated to do nothing for you, especially when the kid is not mine. They be trying to goddamn they be trying to goddamn trap niggas. They was like, oh, you ain't going nowhere. You stand right here. I'm pregnant. It's some your baby. No, it ain't. Just
And
from
they
talking niggas. You know what I'm
and then
saying?
yeah, and then most of these women like that love to claim that they have it harder than men. I'm like, I don't see how. And they could be like, we gotta push out babies. And I'm like, I feel like that's a choice. That
We
that,
talking
that
about
right there is a decision in which you choose.
well, we talking about making money aspect. And we talking about, and that's what they
Right,
talking about.
right, right. So you could just go ahead and throw the whole little pregnancy
Away.
scenario like out the window because that's literally what we're not even like you
Now
know
what?
discussing.
And here's the other thing. What did I say? If y'all want to make money, I don't think y'all do just take off y'all clothes and y'all paid just like that, just like that. That's all y'all gotta do is take off y'all clothes and y'all got money in y'all pocket. You make an OnlyFans, You got money, just like that, right in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do that shit.
Right.
You know why?
Unless there's dudes out there who are like super who are like feminine and enjoys like being a beta male and being a corporate cocksucker.
And being told what to do by that woman.
Literally.
If she tell right, like
And being a simp.
right.
Because that's where the simp culture has came to. And I'm glad Chase decided to bring up this topic as well. Because that's literally what the name of it is. The simp culture has literally gone completely insane. But go ahead, Kentavious.
They feel like if you're not giving them enough attention, they go crazy without you. They be like, where he at, y'all? Yep. What's wrong? What's wrong with me? Why he want to talk to me? Y'all gotta realize it's not that. But y'all making it that way though. But where y'all talking to men and like coming at men, y'all gonna make a man sit here and want to basically retaliate and come at y'all with the same energy. But if a man does that, what y'all do? Y'all want to sit here and like fight the man and like get somebody on him and like what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all do that? Yeah, y'all do right. All that over the goddamn smallest things. I do not test you back. You want to fight him now? A dude don't call you. What you want to do? You want to like they be doing with too goddamn much, man. Too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
They get rejected. What they do? Throw a drink right in your face if they get rejected. That's how they do it. They throw that shit right in your face. You know what I'm
saying? Mm-hmm. For real.
If you reject them in front of your homegirls, they want to be like, oh, he ain't shit, girl. He's stupid. F him. He you know what I'm saying? That's how they be.
Mm-hmm.
And also, last but not least, they want to grab a damn baseball bat and literally smash your windshield right out your car. That's how they do. Yeah. Your shit gonna be fucked up. By the time you got down drive to goddamn work, your shit gonna be fucked up. You ain't gonna need really, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. They want to say right. We hate men, girl, because they always no. I'm gonna tell y'all right now what y'all hate. Y'all hate rejection. If a man rejects you, what y'all do? Y'all can't handle it. So y'all get upset, go online, make videos, and talking about we hate men so much because they always think that, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not what it is. You saying you hate a man, right? Because a man, right, won't give you no attention. That's why you saying it for. You ain't saying it just to be saying it. You saying it because that man, right, don't want to sit here and talk to you. He don't want to give you no attention. That's why you saying it. You saying you hate men for. Men don't go to goddamn clubs no more. They can sit home and goddamn play. Well, they can do like anything, I should say, at home. They can play music, video games, movies, everything.
And here's the thing: men are somehow expected to make the first move more often, and while the women claim that they should be the prize, and men are often told to basically stay strong when rejection actually genuinely hurts. Because don't get me wrong, men can handle it, but and not be actually scared of it. But then it's like at the same time, the women tends to like deal and express with like rejection totally different.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing that we ever have to worry about is actually like getting exposed on the internet. uh you know Getting screenshots and called thirsty.
Well, if they expose me, guess what I'm gonna do? Expose them right back. I'm not gonna sit here and let you do something to me and think I'm not gonna sit here and retaliate. I'm not gonna do that. You can't do something to somebody and think somebody not gonna retaliate. I'm gonna retaliate and do something to you that you ain't gonna like. So you know what I'm saying? That's who I am. That's that person I am. You come for me, I'm gonna come for you. You ain't gonna like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let us men go out like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go out like that. I'm not gonna have it. We're not gonna go out like that.
Exactly. Enough of the the brutality. The senseless beating that comes from the female species per se. Um they don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. They don't, and that's
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 why
the problem. That's the problem. That's what we're talking about. Is
And it's been accepted by society that us men were taught not to put our hands on women, and that we supposed to like just sit there and like and take it. And people talk a lot about men not taking rejection well, and that is a real issue. But some women do not take rejection well either. Some become disrespectful, insulting, manipulative, or try to embarrass a man simply because he says he's not interested. Rejection does not become acceptable or unacceptable based on gender. Nobody is entitled to another person's attention, attraction, time, or relationship. A man saying no should be respected just as much as a woman saying no. Consent, boundaries, and rejection is supposed to go both ways, meaning a two-way street.
they don't see it that way though.
that's what we're trying to I guess promote on this channel, or try and speak about on this channel, or at least in this podcast, tonight rather. Um, that it needs to be heard, that it needs to be more of an equal situation where men are taken a little bit more seriously in terms of um, um, in the relationships of like what they do. Like there's situations where it just seems like men in relationships, they it seems to be that we're kind of the laughing stock. Like people laugh at us when we're failing in a relationship, or we're doing this in a relationship, and that also frustrates the woman, and then they get to the point where they can't deal with us and start verbally like or physically abusing us, and that's the problem, and that's what we're trying to uh, speak about on this channel, is to stop that, essentially say like, please, like, stop doing that.
Hmm. And another thing I want to add to the whole rejection topic is that when a man rejects a woman, people sometimes treat it like something must be wrong with him. They question his sexuality, insult his appearance, call him broke, accuse him of being intimidated, or claim he could never have gotten her anyway. Instead of accepting that he simply is not interested, they search for a reason to attack his identity, masculinity, or character. Meanwhile, a woman is allowed to reject a man because she does not find him attractive, does not like his personality, is already involved with someone, or simply does not want him. A man should have that exact same freedom. He should not need to provide a detailed explanation or debate his decision. I'm not interested is enough from either gender. Am I right, y'all?
Yeah, you're right.
Rejection
I feel like, yeah, if,
is ugly, worthless, or beneath the other person. It only means the attraction, interest, compatibility, or timing is not mutual. Not everybody is going to want everybody, and nobody is entitled to attention just because they were confident enough to approach somebody. Go ahead.
I feel like if a man, right, and a woman gonna have their own place, the relationship got to be 50-50. If that man get a job, you got to have a job. If he got his own money, so
She
can
said,
they. Got to have their own money too. If a man got his own car, what you got to have? Your own car.
mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. 50-50 on everything.
Especially if you guys, if they're staying in the same house together, if they're living off of each other.
Women got to realize you cannot always depend right on men all the time. Do everything. Be independent. You don't need a man to do everything for you. So learn how to be independent. They can't do it though. They can't do
And also,
it.
men are also sometimes expected to accept any attention from a woman because somehow society assumes men always want sex, relationships, or validation. That belief is harmful. Men can feel uncomfortable. Men can lose attraction. Men can have standards. Men can change their minds. Men can be tired, emotionally unavailable, focused on themselves, or simply uninterested. A man does not owe physical or romantic access to anyone. Consent and boundaries cannot only matter when women establish them. A woman's no should be respected immediately, and so should a man's. A woman can withdraw consent at any moment, and a man can do the same. Neither person should be mocked, pressured, manipulated, or treated as though they owe the other person something.
That's how they want to do. Just manipulate and control men into doing what they want you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When everyone is basically if, if you basically spending like money on her, that's her basically controlling you right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just by you spending money on her, she's already controlling right on your every move, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What if the man like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She controlling like, you know what I'm saying? Everything you do, how you walk, how you talk, how you eat, how you dress. She controlling everything that you do. So
Mm-hmm.
without getting her consent, you can't do nothing without it. Basically, you know what I'm
Yeah, and the real issue is entitlement. Some people believe being attractive, nice, loyal, financially supportive, sexually available, or emotionally invested means they deserve a relationship in return. It does not. Kindness is not a transaction. Gifts are not contracts. Compliments are not ownership. Time spent talking does not guarantee romance. Nobody earns another person's body or affection. Maturity is being able to hear no without turning it into hatred. You know what I mean?
saying? You know when you meet
Mhm.
a girl for the first time, right? Okay, okay. Let's say if you got a best friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you and your best friend been knowing each other for like 15 years or something. The new girl who you just met basically come into your life and tell you to betray your friend you've been knowing for 15 years just to make her your new friend, basically. Therefore, I say I value loyalty over everything. I'm not going to sit here and just betray somebody I've been knowing for 15 or 20 years just to goddamn replace that person with you. I'm not going to do that. I have morals and principles. Something I'm just not willing to goddamn do.
I
I'm
know
not,
that's I know that's right.
you know what I'm saying?
Literally.
I stand on it. I guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't know what that means, though. Y'all know what it means.
Yeah, essentially, um, when it comes to, um, you know, a- and it's kind of sad how it all turned out. Whereas we got this simp culture, we got this, this rise of the the women in society, in the Western society, more so rising up and um, being these ones that claim they are in so-called control when all they want is a high they place all these like high standards in who they want, and if you're not um that type of person, they don't want to talk to you, even if it's just as a friend. They still don't want to talk to you, and that's the problem, is they don't see you as human. If you just want to see it like like men, like we can get along fine, like like we can, like we get along as friends, we're able to communicate things easily. When it comes to like women talking to men, if they're not or if they don't already know them, like an established like the you know the boundaries, like if they're just thinking of them as like friends or whatever, they still think of them like they scan like the guy's like body, and they think like, oh, like would I have sex with this person? Probably not. I'll keep him as a friend. I'll just keep him around, and that's the problem, is that they just think of them as like options instead of thinking of them as a human being.
That's crazy.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, I kind of see it as they just kind of they and they just view us as like um these beings that like are gonna hear their drama, and then once they're done, they're they leave. They don't want to hear from us for anything from us. Sure, they'll have a conversation with us, but at the end of the day, all they want to do is trauma dump and then leave. Or like they'll talk about their day, and then they'll just leave.
But when you ghost them, though, it'd be a problem. They was like, why he do me like that, girl? He didn't have to do this to me. Men always think they you know what I'm saying? That's how they uh that's how they feel about you. They talk about you behind your back like you're not even there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be right there.
Like they say all this, like they're not honest, if you will. They don't they say stuff behind your back, and they also that's what I'll say. Like they're into drama. They like to gossip. They say stuff to their girlfriends. They say stuff to their gay guy best friends or whatever. They say stuff to people who want to listen to them. Essentially, like at least for me, I don't want to listen to that stuff. I don't. Like, as me, like I'm a straight uh conservative, uh 6'3", tall man, whatever. Like, I'm a man, right? Like, I don't want to hear about drama, or at least that's not my preference. I don't want to hear about that stuff. The thing is we have these women that are now being intrusive and being disloyal at the same time with how they're sharing this information. And now people that barely know us are being told information by these lady friends that we so called know, and they're spreading lies to these people, to these beings that we barely know, and shedding a very difficult light on them about who we are.
all because you don't want to sit up here and talk to them. And here they go talking about you and spreading lies. I'm like, we gotta stop. We
Right.
gotta stop. You know
Essentially,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
But it ain't gonna stop though. So we all know it. No, it's not gonna stop. It's gonna go on to the day we die. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't
yeah.
go. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's the most difficult thing is there's that saying that I heard, I don't know where I found it, but uh I shared it with my co-host Tony here, Santonio. Um shared it with him one night and I was like, this really fits. Like it really hit me and I'm like, this really fits. I said to him that if God, like the entity, if God did not in the days of, because yes, I'm religious, sure, whatever. You can bash me in the comments, whatever. But if God was like made the heavens and the earth, and He made man and woman, but at the end of the day, if He couldn't make a woman happy, how can man make her happy, right?
Right.
They can't. I'm gonna tell you right now. They can't do that. And they feel like by you basically buying them stuff, that's gonna make them happy. That don't make you happy. Cause it don't mean shit after you buy it. It don't. It may be good to have it for the time being, but do you really need it though? It's gonna make you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about a Chanel bag and Balenciagas and getting
They
their
want you to be
feet done and
rich
all this
and have
other expensive shit. But then it's like, is this actually happiness to you? Because like you should think of like, yeah, this is happiness. Think of it like a man with no money can't have no honey. And I'm like, what? What?
no, it ain't. I guarantee you that don't make them happy. They just saying stuff. They're not happy. Most of these models are not happy either. They may look happy on the goddamn internet, but in real life, it'd be a totally different story.
It's a totally different feeling. It is a totally different feeling.
They'll never they'll never admit to it, but I know the truth. Y'all doing all the stuff for the camera, but in real life, it'd be different.
Yeah. Essentially,
Y'all know wear a short outfits and like you know what I'm saying, be bent over in them and like you know what I'm saying. Yeah, y'all doing all this for the goddamn camera. You know what I'm saying? But some women dress like that in real life. That they be wearing like short outfits and like bent
Yeah,
over in them.
yeah,
Yeah,
because the clothes in which they wear do be tight and legit designed provocatively, just to
right.
show
Yeah.
off its skin on purpose, to try to grab the man's attention. And Chase, you know I'm right on this too.
And I'm gonna tell you when they show up, Halloween night. That's when they wear the most shortest outfits. Halloween night. I seen it shit last year. Cause we like bent over in the middle of the goddamn street basically, shaking ass and like you know what I'm saying, showing off titties and like you know what I'm saying. They get wild. Um, so this year for Halloween, they're gonna be wild. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they're gonna be you know what I'm saying. And they homegirls basically be hyping them up too. They tell them to wear this and that, and they gonna motherfucking do it. But they got a boyfriend though, and he said them to dress casual. They ain't gonna motherfucking do it. They gonna listen.
yeah, no, they're not. Yeah, women, especially on an occasion like freaking Halloween, they take the opportunity to dress the most provocatively, and they wear these costumes that don't cover anything. They are going out half naked, and they shake, literally their naked body all over town. And they go to a party, same story. They go stand up on a coffee table and shake their ass. You know, the same
Right.
story on OnlyFans. That's how they get their money is they literally take off their clothes and they get the money and they shake, they get up on the coffee table, or if they don't need a coffee table, whatever, they just strip, and then they get the dollar signs ready.
Like, and they can make it clap too. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a goddamn keyword for shaking. I mean, all like I feel like if I was a female, right, I wouldn't dress that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if they only knew how we thought, like they would be a lot more disciplined with how they dressed, or how they presented themselves, or how they whatever they said. They wouldn't, you know, dismiss men's thoughts. Like how we talk to each other as men. They would not do that as ladies. Like they would not gravitate towards drama or gravitate towards um tearing apart the male species.
And that's time to tear them apart.
Yeah,
We ain't finna go out
yeah.
like
Essentially, they'll start fights
not
with
finna
each other, if that gets that really. That's the problem too. Is um even still, like you, I've seen it less and less. More so, maybe because I would, my at least for me, I've seen it less and less. From my point of view, maybe um my friends here can probably have a different opinion on this, but I've more so seen less of guy on guy like fights outside of like UFC or like WWE, whatever show you watch. I've not seen like too many like guy on guy, like at least in the Western world. I've not seen that like as prevalent, or like as the same on the same scale as if it were either a man, or at least a woman on a man, like trying to fight a man, or a woman trying to fight a woman, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
I get.
Not to mention, right, the fact that you mentioned WWE, they ain't the same no more. They're not. Like back in the day, they knew how to make stars. Now, no, they don't know how
And
to
I'm
make stars no more.
and I'm also explaining why on my side of things of why I don't like the current WWE product. It's because it has become so stale, repetitive, overly predictable, and way too comfortable. The shows might look polished on the surface, but a lot of the actual content feels empty. Too many episodes follow the same formula, feature the same people, repeat the same matchups, and drag stories out without giving viewers enough meaningful progression. One of my biggest problems is that WWE no longer feels unpredictable. Most of the time, you can already guess who is winning, who is getting protected, who is being pushed, and who is only there to take a loss. There are not enough shocking moments, intense rivalries, unexpected character changes, or situations that make me feel like I cannot miss the next episode. The promos also feel too controlled and manufactured. Too many wrestlers sound like they are reading lines instead of speaking with real emotion. Everybody does not need to sound polished. Wrestling characters should have different personalities, different speaking styles, and different attitudes. When everybody talks in the same scripted format, it becomes difficult to believe anything they are saying.
Right, and that's why I always say, Stone Cold is like this man, right? Is the goddamn big, the goddamn biggest draw in pro wrestling today. Can nobody top Stone Cold, bro? Nobody. Not Hulk Hogan, not The Rock, Undertaker, nobody. Not John Cena, nobody, bro. There's nobody bigger than Stone Cold. Nobody, bro. Not to mention, right? This man is my favorite pro wrestler of all time, Stone Cold. The way JR would basically hype this man up when this man came out to the ring, who you know now right? Can get that same pop.
Well, what
No,
what actually had that exact intense energy that Jr. had towards Stone Cold is what
who
he's.
had that?
Mm-hmm.
This nigga had aura. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Rock, he number two, but he not Stone Cold. He not Stone Cold.
Nope.
Even Batista.
Also, adding to that, the championships also do not feel important. A title should represent the best wrestler in a division, and the champion should have serious opponents, meaningful rivalries, and regular story development. Holding a championship for a long time means nothing when the reign is filled with weak challengers, repeated interference, limited defenses, or stories that barely move forward. Another problem is the lack of strong divisions outside of the main event scene. The tag team division, women's division, and mid card divisions should all have their own meaningful stories. Not everybody needs to chase the world championship, but everybody should have a purpose. Too many wrestlers are simply placed into random matches without a real reason for the audience to care. Carry on.
Okay. Even during the goddamn Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era, like we had Austin, we had The Rock, we had Shawn Michaels, we had like Triple H, we had so many stars, bro. Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, so many stars, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when those guys were basically gone, The Rock and Austin, they had to find like somebody else to basically to fill that gap, basically. You know what I'm saying? Definitely found Brock Lesnar. Once he left, definitely found John Cena and Batista. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I always felt like out of the two, Batista, he was the goddamn biggest star, I should say, out of those two. That's my opinion though, but you know what I'm saying? What y'all gotta say about it?
You said about Batista?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he was definitely over.
he was like he was the man, but
Mm-hmm. Especially during the time with Evolution.
right. Now Batista bomb was fire. You know what I'm saying? That shit fire.
Mhm.
This ain't a regular power bomb. This like, you know what I'm saying? Elevated a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, hold on, cause I got some more that I'm gonna be adding to Batista. I would say Batista is one of the biggest examples of what I miss about the ruthless aggression era. He looked, carried himself, and was presented like a legitimate main event star. He did not feel like somebody WWE was constantly trying to convince the audience was important. The moment he walked through the curtain, he had presence. His entrance music, physique, intensity, attire, and attitude all made him feel larger than life. His rise was also handled properly. WWE did not rush him into the world title picture overnight, but they did not leave him stuck without direction either. Being part of Evolution allowed him to develop gradually beside established names like Triple H, Ric Flair, and Randy Orton. You could actually watch him grow from the group's powerhouse into somebody who realized he no longer needed Triple H controlling him. The Evolution storyline showed what long term storytelling is supposed to look like. Batista becoming increasingly suspicious of Triple H winning the Royal Rumble, overhearing the plan to manipulate him, and finally turning against Evolution all felt connected. The story moved forward without dragging the same exact segment out every week. Continue on.
So I have like my favorite superstar from like each era. You We got the Attitude. We got Stone Cold, and we got The Rock. We got Batista, and we got let's see who else. That's from the Wizards. Probably Brock. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the you know what I'm saying? That look. When Brock came in, he dominated everybody, bro. I mean, everybody got dominated. Once the F5 came down, it was over. You know what I'm saying? He not beat The Rock. He beat Hogan. He beat Ric Flair. He beat John, Randy. I mean, this man beat everybody until he left. Until he left in 04 to go. Well, you know, to go play football. You know what I'm saying? And then he left football to go be in the UFC, and then you know what I'm saying. He came back 5 years later and was in, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it go. You know what I'm saying?
I got some more that I want to add to the topic as well, since we're on the WWE subject, which is something we all love. And Chase probably remember me talking about this as well. The Montreal screw job. That was one of the most disrespectful and controversial moments in professional wrestling history. Bret Hart has spent years being loyal to the WWF, but Vince McMahon still went behind his back, secretly changed the ending of his match against Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 1997. Bret Hart never submitted, yet the referee was ordered to call for the bell while Shawn had him trapped in Bret Hart's own sharpshooter. Vince claimed he was protecting his company because Bret Hart was leaving for WCW while still holding the WWF Championship, but that does not excuse lying to him and manipulating him in front of the entire world. Bret had already agreed to lose the championship under different circumstances, but he did not want to lose to Shawn Michaels in Montreal because of the real life personal issues. Instead of respecting Bret's wishes and finding another solution, Vince chose betrayal. We can go ahead and continue on, Chase and Contavious, if you have anything to add on regarding that.
Go ahead. Let him talk.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't really have too much to add. I mean, I'm learning more and more about it, to be honest. All I can say is, yeah, that the Montreal screw job literally is a screw job. Like literally, they hurt Bret Hart's reputation when they did that, because like of course that situation like that was not um uh that that near at the end of that match, like that's not how it's supposed to end, essentially. But under the orders, I guess, of Vince McMahon, they had to cut the match short. And yeah, that's just yeah. I don't know. I don't. That's just my opinion. I just feel like that's kind of just um if they had like a few more minutes to be able to like finish the match, but it is what it is.
Okay, hold on. People can say that Bret screwed Bret, but the truth is that Vince McMahon made the final decision to deceive one of his most loyal wrestlers. The Montreal Screwjob destroyed trust, damaged relationships, and permanently changed the wrestling business. It also created the evil Mr. McMahon character, but that success came from a real situation in which Bret Hart was legitimately disrespected and cheated. And that's all. That's all I really have left to say about the whole topic of the Montreal Screwjob. Contavious, anything else you want to add to the subject, or you moving on?
But not to mention the fact that he made it right. Trish Stratus bark like a damn dog on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Vince.
And then strip basically down to her damn underwear. Like, what would you make, right? Just want to sit up here and bark like a dog and strip down in front of the whole entire damn world. You don't sit here and made this man here.
And let's also not forget when he created that whole "Kiss My Butt" club campaign.
I hate that.
Got a segment. Let's not forget about that when he was making folks get on their knees just to kiss his bare butt, and then on top of that, him saying the N word, some odd reason, just for laughs and giggles. No, I didn't.
He knew exactly what he was doing when he said that. He knew what he was doing. I bet he might have told the writers that he had back then to like put that into the script, and they put it down.
Yeah, I would say like if it was anybody else, like they'd be fired on the spot. But since he was the CEO of the company, at the time,
they gotta do well, I guess what he say goes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like it was his domain per se. Like he was given, well, it's not right for him to say, but under it was his domain. So like, I mean, what can you do? Like he can't be fired from his own company. But yet here we are with with under other leadership, leadership. Like he had to step down from the company. So
Right. He forced fight the women to basically do things like have a success with him. Basically, that's what he forced them to got there and do. I mean, he had sex with like, bro, it's crazy. It's like how you sitting here and have that much sex and but you old, you're not even young, you're an old man.
yeah, like he should like know better. Like he should have the brain cells to to be able to not like to be able to decide whether or not to say it. He should be smart enough to to be able to do that. And he even if it's for a storyline or not, he said something that will offend a group of people.
Right. And they got signed, but like they got signed, right? Not because they know how to wrestle. They got signed because of how they look, basically. Eye candy, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got signed.
Yeah,
And not
yeah. The ladies you mean, like how, like for some ladies at least, when they go out to the ring, and they they just do these weird segments.
Yeah, I'm talking about like Sable, like you know what I'm saying, like Tori Wilson, like they Lita, Trish Stratus. I guarantee you, they got signed because of in his mind, he thought right, oh they fine, you know what I'm saying? You know, like he was thinking right about them like in a sexual kind of way. That's why they got signed right there. They didn't get signed because they
Yeah, like they knew, or that he knew that what he was going to do with them from the jump.
right, they wanted to be pro wrestlers, but he didn't want that. I mean, he wanted them to be goddamn porn stars. That's what he wanted.
Essentially.
And they didn't want to do most of the stuff they did on TV, they didn't want to do it. He forced them to goddamn do it basically. You know what I'm saying? He was like, if you don't do it, you're gonna be fired. That's what he told him basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, essentially, like from the from continuing on with what I said as well, is that he just kind of decided from the jump that they were gonna be able, that that he expected that from them, because that's what will attract a certain group of people to the brand, to watch the brand. you know, um, or at least bring in this group of people that will at least show up and watch that type of segment. But that's not the type of segment, or that's not the type of um it's all about wrestling. It's not all about girls flaunting their shit on the in the ring,
Right.
Also, I criticize WWE because I know how entertaining and creative it can be when everything comes together. Yeah, together. Despite the bad booking, wasted talent, competitive decisions, and storylines that sometimes makes no sense, WWE has still given us countless memories, legendary matches, great characters, exciting interests in wrestlers I genuinely support. WWE has a way of making certain moments feel larger than life when the right wrestler, storyline, crowd music, and match all connect. It creates something unforgettable. The company has introduced me to many performers, giving me something to look forward to, and inspired my own creativity through wrestling, games, and character creation, which I personally enjoy, and y'all know that. Y'all know that.
Right. And I used to have some of the goddamn action figures back in the day when I was a kid. I used to have so many of them. I played with them like every single day. I came home from school.
Yep.
That's how it used to be. It's like being a kid, like wrestling felt like much more better when you was a kid. When you get older, it start like sucking. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like now, what kind of, like what can like wrestling go back to being private in TV 14? Why can't we have that? You know what I'm saying? That's what we need.
Yeah, like have it all about wrestling, or have it at least feel a lot more, have it have a little bit more personality, rather than have it be all about the script, or about all about money, you know like have it be, whereas if there's a match between two people, when they're up on stage, when they're up in the ring, like having a segment, allow them to actually like
Express how they feel,
yeah,
basically. You know what I'm saying?
well, yeah, like, yeah, well, I mean, like, have more personality when it comes to expressing how they feel about the situation, I guess, or like who express their, well, I guess they kind of do right now, but more so make it more well, I would put it like this: ha- have less of those type of segments where they're just talking to each other, and actually have those. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like that it would end up like UFC, but have less like segments where they're talking to each other, and get straight to the matches. Like have more matches,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I'm saying is they just have way too many segments of the two people talking to each other, that by when the time when by the time they get to the match, everybody's ready for that, for the two people to eventually start knocking each other to the ground. They're ready to watch that because they've been watching them for like months, talking to each other about how much they want to knock each other in the face.
Right. And I feel like back in the day, promos felt like more like, you know what I'm saying? More like real.
Yeah, and you're right. It's not. It's not. You need to build a theoretical, like uh you need to build that suspense. You need to build that. You need to give it time for the storyline to marinate or whatever. But even still, I, I mean, sure, the writings, the pace, sure, like it can be all right, but I feel like a little bit, if you could get to the matches a lot faster, like why do certain matches have to wait until WrestleMania when you could really have it like a month earlier, Like have one or two maybe segments where they're talking to each other and then jump into a match, like jump into like a Hell in a Cell match and then let that lead to uh WrestleMania.
Right. And back in the day, like they made wrestling too sexualized back in the day. It was like way too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think at least for uh I mean, wasn't our time either. We were still growing up during that age, but the audience that was regularly going there, some of the like I would say some of them like came because of that, or some of them wanted to come because of that. But at the end of the day, it's all about wrestling. It's not all about, the women like flaunting their shit in the ring. Like they don't want to. I mean, sure, it's attractive for, of the fan base to see, to be able to, it's attractive. It's something to see before you get into the building, but also, um, at the same time, i- if it's not all about wrestling, what is it about?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going somewhere and you want to watch someone wrestle and you just watch them talk the entire time, it's like you're essentially watching a play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it's literally you're going into a stadium, a football-sized stadium, full of people. They're all cheering. It's loud, and you can't hear the two people down at the ring, and they're literally like flapping their gums, and you can't hear a thing that they're saying.
And WWE as a whole has a massive stadium.
Or
Going
they
up there to see it in person, it is huge. Hmm. The amount of times I went to WrestleMania and went to like other wrestling pay per view PLEs has a massive stadium. You know I'm right, Contagious.
yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
I've seen this on your Instagram. So
Yes.
I'm saying,
Hmm. Literally.
Yeah, I don't know. At least for me, I've not been to a WWE event, but with what they show, they pan around the stadium, and all I can say is wow. Like there's just so many people. Like you just look and there's like, people as far as you can see. Like there's like all you can see is like a dot down, out in the distance, and it's a person, like in the stands. Like that's how big it is, and just the fact that you're um y- imagine you're that fan where you're all the way up there and you have to literally figure out a way to watch the person all the way down, um where the ring is. Sometimes you can't even see it because of how many chairs how many, like how it's all set up, like all the chairs and stuff.
right?
At least that's how I see it. I've not been to an event, but that's how I envision it.
They got a big old TV screen. Basically, you can like see it on.
Like a projector.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely got. Can,
yeah, definitely. Like I like how they pan around when the camera pans around that shows all the people in the stadium. I'm just wowed by how many people are there.
right.
Mhm. And this
Most
and
people don't
mhm.
say because
Go ahead.
I was saying right. Most WWE fans don't understand what WWE had to go PG. Number one, what happened to Chris Benoit? It's the one reason, and number two, they wanted like a much bigger fan base, so that's the reason why they went PG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. The situation with Chris Benoit, that was a pretty serious and very unfortunate event that played out. That was, you know, Chris Benoit, like he was a hell of a wrestler. Like, like he was great. But then somewhere along the line he started to lose himself, and then he ended up, doing that to his family. That was very unfortunate.
Right, you shouldn't have did that. Like that. That's. I feel like he needed help, and like he wasn't like getting it basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seemed that way. Like it just seemed like he was losing himself. And I also see that like maybe the situation with and to be honest, it's some years later cuz I know it happened 2009, right? 2000 something like that.
2007.
Oh,
2007.
2007. Okay, thank you. But I was going to say there's also the what attributed to it as well is the situation with Eddie Guerrero when he passed 2 years prior.
I think
Um,
that might have been the whole reason why he did what he did to his family, because he missed Eddie so much. You know what I'm saying? That might have been the reason why he. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like something flipped in his mind, and he's just like so like he got like all depressed. Like he was in a very dark place since then. You know.
Right.
Yeah, and his case was just really one of the most darkest and most disturbing tragedies in wrestling. He was once respected for his ability in the ring, but whatever admiration people have for his wrestling career cannot erase the fact that he murdered his wife Nancy and their son Daniel before taking his own life. The real sympathy should remain with Nancy and Daniel, whose lives were taken from them. Discussions about brain trauma, mental health, steroid use, and the physical damage caused by professional wrestling may help people understand some of the most possible contributing factors, but they should never be used to excuse or minimize what Benoit did. His story is also a painful reminder that talent and accomplishments do not automatically make someone a good person. It is possible to acknowledge his influence as a wrestler without celebrating him or ignoring the horrific actions that permanently destroyed his legacy. Go ahead.
So I'm pretty sure if Eddie had not passed away, then he would have still basically been much happier and like, you know what I'm saying, more successful. I mean, he would have been like, ain't no telling.
Yeah, and I would put it this way. I mean, I don't want to. Well, maybe per se, maybe Eddie's situation may have played a role, but also at the same time, it's Chris Benoit's life. Like he can think he can think and decide whatever is good for him and his family, and he chose to go down that dark road, and he chose to take the lives of his family, and then obviously kill himself.
Right? Because he didn't like he didn't have to do that.
Yeah, and by that time he even though he was suffering through some sort of depression or some sort of overdose.
Trauma, like I mentioned.
Yeah, there's some sort of brain trauma, and at the same time, he, like you said, like he took the lives of his family, and in which case he murdered his family, and uh that that's something that like it's pretty serious, to be honest. It's not, it's not yeah. I don't know where to take that point, but I just think that's just I don't I want to put it this way, where like sure, Eddie passing away was one thing, but Chris going to a point where he was being depressed, maybe because of maybe money or maybe some other things. Maybe he was high on high on some other things that we don't know about, substance abuse. But
Coke.
yeah,
Right. It could have been. It could have been like crack or something. He was on like coke, stuff like that. Or it could have been something else entirely.
yeah, and at least for me, like I'm still trying to figure everything out. Like I don't know everything about the case. I don't, and to be honest, I don't think
Chris Moore case.
like yeah, like I'm still trying to figure it because I haven't really looked it up. You know, it's one of those things like you don't really want to look it up, but like it's one of those things you have to because you want to learn like why WWE shift gears into the PG era.
And also, throw in why is it that every time a wrestler dies, Vince somehow gets away with it because he always says, "We'll just let that go away," and or whatever the case may be. It's like he just so dismissive when it comes when it regarding the death of pro wrestlers.
At the same time, I do appreciate though how they do or I don't know if they took it away since then, but how he did the bell ringing after um the passing of all the wrestlers. I thought that was a good tribute, to fallen wrestlers. Um I I don't know if you want to make if you want to be more if you want to elaborate on what you mean by like Vince being like dismissive. Go ahead. Like I'm just wondering what you mean by that.
Hold on, I'm gonna explain in a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Okay, hold on. Okay, so one of the biggest criticism of Vince McMahon is how cold and dismissive he has often appeared when discussing the depths and serious health problems of professional wrestlers. These were not just characters, employees, or replaceable performers. They were human beings with families whose bodies and lives were affected by a physically punishing industry. The death of Owen Hart, I wanted to throw in, for example, remains one of the strongest examples. Owen Hart suffered a fatal fall during a WWE pay-per-view on May 23rd, 1999. And I know you probably remember me actually discussing this, Chase. Yet the
Yeah.
event continued. Regardless of the explanation given for that decision, continuing a wrestling show after a performer was fatally injured created the disturbing impression that that keeping the production moving was more important than stopping to recognize the seriousness of what had happened. Vince McMahon and WWE received intense criticism from members of the Hart family and others for that decision. McMahon's comments concerning Chris Benoit have also been criticized because he rejected connections between Benoit's actions and possible brain trauma or damage associated with wrestling. Brain injuries could never excuse Benoit murdering Nancy and Daniel, but completely dismissing the possibility that the wrestling industry contributed to a performer's deteriorating health prevents an honest discussion about safety and responsibility. Not every wrestler's death can automatically be blamed on WWE or Vince McMahon. Wrestlers make personal choices, and many deaths involve complicated co- combinations of drugs, medical conditions, mental health struggles, accidents, and events occurring years after someone left the company. However, WWE's leadership still had a responsibility to examine dangerous schedules, repeated head trauma, substance abuse, steroid use, and the pressure placed on performers instead of treating every death as an isolated personal failure. My problem is not that Vince failed to prevent every tragedy because no promoter could control every part of another adult's life. My problem is the lack of humanity and accountability his responses have sometimes communicated. When numerous performers die young or experience life changing health problems, a responsible leader should not immediately become defensive or focus primarily on protecting the company. He should listen, acknowledge the industry's failures, and work to prevent the same suffering from continuing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they shift gears into the PG era, which didn't help the wrestlers. Well, maybe it did in some aspects, but also in other aspects it didn't. It didn't. It's kind of it's kind of a yin yang. It's kind of a 50-50 type thing where it kind of helped in some aspects and it kind of didn't help in other aspects. Like they switch gears into a more family oriented, more kid based, kid accepting audience, where our broad um, um, broadcast where they want to essentially limit the use of bad words or drugs or all these different things, but also at the same time it kind of limits some of the things that the wrestlers do in the ring as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Like as far as, like, for example, like as far as like the storylines, like they had to appeal to uh the audience. They had to appeal to the younger audience. They had to appeal to the families, whatever. um when they did these storylines, and they made these wrestlers look like clowns when they went on stage, or they made them look like they were um they made them look like they were like showmen instead of you know two people wanting to like talk about how much they want to bash each other in the face.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Cantavius, is there anything you want to say? You there?
I'm gonna say this, and the main reason why he basically quit the company, Batista, is because it turned PG. This man left for 4 years. He came back 2014, tried to basically we captured the magic he once had, but he found out that it wasn't working, so he left again. Came back in 2019, and then you know.
Mm-hmm.
But these don't like that. They're like 05 period to like 08. I'm a Houston man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was.
To me, he was always a bigger star than John Cena. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I actually like the funny promos in which, these wrestlers would have. I know you love the promos, Kid Davis, especially with The Rock. He was like Big Daddy Cool. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Oh god.
And then you remember when he did the impersonation of a Triple H, and he was like, "I'm the game,
Oh, that.
standing in this very ring for the next 3 minutes. I'm gonna get some peace." That's funny, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then he used to mock John Cena, was like, "You can't see me. You can't see me. You can't see me. I can see you. Can you see me?"
It's,
That type of stuff is what made wrestling like so peak and entertaining to watch.
right.
Yes. Oh my god.
What I think though is now that you mention it, back in the day they used to be a lot funnier, like The Rock. He made his his segments. He tried to be funny. He tried to be a comedic act, but he was also serious at the same time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like he had a serious tone at the end of the day, but he was comedic on his delivery. Like he wanted to show how funny he was, uh, and I feel like that's missing nowadays, and that's why it feels like it's so boring. If for if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. I definitely get what you mean.
Yeah, or not really boring, but more so it's a lot more serious. Like it's a lot uh more of these newer wrestlers or the current wrestlers just kind of talking about these more serious things, trying to get they're at each other is at each other's throats um on every segment. Why don't we just throw in a Rock guy in there where he can make it funny, you know?
Right. Or better yet, throw in a Booker T or R Truth. Cause or maybe Kurt Angle, because Kurt Angle said some real controversial stuff too. He was like, "You're a boy in a man's world, and I'm a man who loves to play with boys." He was like, and then he'll also say, for example, he could use anybody as an example. He was gonna be like, "You're a boy, and I'm a man, and knowing me, I'll love to manhandle you." That joke used to be so funny. And then I know y'all remember the rap battle with him and John Cena when he said, "My name is Kurt Angle. What the heck? I won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck." Oh my god. I like when I also like when Kurt Angle remixed Shawn Michaels' theme song when he said, "I'm just a sexy Kurt. Sexy Kurt. I'll make your ankle hurt. Make them all tap." And then also you got Booker T when he was like, Book, I'm not your Booker T. Booker T. I hate your suck. Suck.
Oh man,
Oh my god.
I'm with a.
Oh my god. That was so funny. We don't even get segments like this no more.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
we still have our truth, but even then, like you don't see him a whole lot, you know.
Yeah, we don't see him that much. We still got our truth around.
Yeah, we need well, I would say like it just need to um throw in those wrestlers that will make it funny, you know, like or at least make it more entertaining to watch.
Right.
Cuz like nowadays it just feels like they're just, you know, flapping their gums and are not really, you know, like they don't really get anywhere with their conversations when they get into the ring.
Mm-hmm. But John Cena has some very funny pickup lines too. This man was like, "Let's cut these losers loose. I'm trying to put some sprinkles on your chocolate mousse." And he was like, he was like, and what? Containers, you know the rest. You know, John Cena's 2004, you know, pickup lines from like during Halloween '04.
you talking about the Thanksgiving segment? Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, Thanksgiving segment. What is it that he used to say?
uh, he said he gonna toss Tori Wilson salad and hope the carton matches the carpet.
Mm-hmm. And
We,
oh yeah, oh, yeah.
we could eat a breast and thighs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, right, he gonna feed her white meat and hope she chokes on
Oh,
the
chokes on the bone.
right.
He said, "You looking real." He was like, "You made me want to smack my freaking TV. You looking real steamy, like a pressure cooker." Then after that, you get the goggly cooker.
Oh man, bro, won't get that no.
No, we don't. He was like, "You got a plate full of sausage and choking on a ball."
Oh, man.
Oh my god. The funniest thing too was when the Big Show was telling John Cena, uh, "You're the white girl, and I'm Kobe Bryant."
Oh man.
Yes, that joke used to be so funny, man. Chase, was there any moments you liked that they had during their promos?
Um, I don't know if that was too loud. The situation, the segment when, jeez, a lot of feedback from somewhere. Um, trying to remember. It's The Rock. He was in the ring with his guitar. I forget who he was talking about. I think it was John. There's John Cena. I think he was like making some sort of song. I
Yeah,
don't know, but it was funny.
yeah, it sure was. And then it's crazy because The Rock was like, The Rock is rapping. He was like, my name's John Cena. He's totally gone soft. So now he needs to take this crap off. I remember that segment when he called the John Cena fan untalented little Fruit Loop. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
He called him an untalented little Fruit Loop. And then it's crazy because he wanted to imitate Rikishi and Donald Trump. He was like, I did it for the Rock. I did it for the people. I did it. He was like, oh, shut up, you thong wearing fatty. He called him a thong wearing fatty. And he was like, and then he imitated Kurt Angle and was like, I'm going to drink a big glass of milk. You chocolate chip cookies, and maybe I'll you take 3 Viagra's. Talking about drinking a big glass of milk, eating chocolate chip cookies, and taking 3 Viagra's. And then he also imitated Stone Cold. He was like, I'm going to get my pickup truck, drink some Budweisers, and listen to some Backstreet Boys. Because that's the bottom line, because the great one says so. I know y'all love that segment.
I do.
Oh my God. Man, we need more of them back. And just like what Chase was saying, WWE and these PLEs has lost its touch. Hmm. It was way too funny. Is there anything else y'all would like to add on? Is there anything else you would like to add on to what I said?
um, I think that we can move on to another subject. Um,
Yes.
whatever we want to move the conversation to, but
Yeah, can say, is there any particular subject you want to move the conversation to since we covered WWE and everything?
One other thing.
Can we talk about inflation and the cost of living?
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can start if you want.
Okay, well, how can Tavis go first?
Okay.
Okay, so We're not be saying that a man should basically have like his own place, own car, clothes, jewelry, like lots of money. Like y'all gotta realize the cost of living is not cheap. It's not. Y'all gotta realize that. And they be thinking that every time a man say that, a man's making excuses, but no, that's not what it is. I'm trying to tell y'all, the cost of living is not cheap. It's not. Back in the day, it used to be that way, but now it's not. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta realize that. Don't say and put a whole much pressure on a man to basically buy this and buy that, because everything is not cheap. Everything is high nowadays. Everything ain't nothing cheap no more. They should know that.
But it was even expensive back then. It may not have been as expensive, but yeah, there were some expenses back then.
But you could mostly afford stuff back then. Like, well, yeah, mostly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say you could, because you know what I'm saying. But like, if you somebody that had money, you can afford it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, but at least prices were affordable. I can't say that.
Right. But now, no, it's like, you know what I'm saying? What y'all gotta say what?
I will say inflation and the rising cost of living have made the modern world feel like a constant financial struggle. Prices keep climbing, but most people's wages are not increasing fast enough to keep up. Basic necessities such as food, rent, transportation, utilities, healthcare, and clothing now take up a much larger portion of a person's income. People are being told to budget better, work harder, and stop wasting money, but there's only so much budgeting anyone can do when nearly everything costs more. An arm, a leg, or even a foot. Even people with full-time jobs are struggling to pay bills, build savings, afford housing, or handle an emergency without falling into debt. Yeah, into debt. The problem is not always irresponsible spending. The reality is that many ordinary people are being forced to pay premium prices just to maintain a basic standard of living. Things that were once considered normal, owning a home, buying groceries without anxiety, taking a vacation, raising children comfortably, or retiring securely and becoming luxuries. The modern economy expects people to constantly produce, work longer hours, and stay financially responsible while giving them less purchasing power in return. That creates stress, frustration, hopelessness. People are tired of hearing that the economy is doing well when their personal finances tell a completely different story. That's all I really have to say about that. Anybody?
Yeah, just to tag along with what you said, just the cost of groceries, the cost, just to get into an apartment, or you know, everything from housing to gas to gas to groceries, everything. The cost of living has um skyrocketed, to be honest, and inflation has really killed the middle class, and um we are now struggling to make ends meet because of inflation, because of all these different price changes and everything due to inflation, and our wages just keep staying the same. At the end of the day, everyone's going paycheck to paycheck, and that's the problem. Is we can't save.
Yeah. The cost of living has reached a point where simply existing feels expensive. People should not have to work themselves into exhaustion just to afford food, shelter, transportation, and other basic needs. A functioning society should allow hardworking people to live with dignity, not constantly leave them one missed paycheck away from financial disaster. Continue on.
Like there should be like a lot more programs in place, or at least um you know, let me put it this way. I know when you become a billionaire, like you know, you want people to work under you, whatever. You know, you want people to have an honest living, whatever. But help them to achieve the life that you have now too. If it's not giving them a higher, you know, a raise, or if it's not giving them um, the adequate amount of money that they deserve, then what is it? You know, like we deserve an honest living as well, because you know, we're paying rent, just like everyone else, or just like the rich. You know, we're paying for all this stuff just like the rich, but we're getting killed a lot quicker because we can't pay for all this stuff, more so than people who are more well off. Because sure, they have you know, they have taxes, whatever, that can be taken out, whatever, but at the end of the day, we're the ones that are struggling, and we need these programs that could be in place to help us out, because right now it just seems like we're um drowning.
Okay. All right. I'm going to add more to that. The cost of living has changed the meaning of financial stability. Having a job no longer guarantees that someone can comfortably afford rent, groceries, transportation, healthcare, and other basic responsibilities. Many people are working simply to maintain what they already have, with little money left to save or enjoy life. Inflation is often discussed through percentages, statistics, and in economic reports, but the real impact is felt in everyday decisions. Is the person putting items back at the grocery store, delaying a medical appointment, skipping meals, avoiding necessary repairs, or choosing which bill can wait until the next pay? Another frustrating part of modern life is that prices rise quickly while wages often move slowly. Businesses adjust their prices whenever their expenses increase, but workers are expected to survive on incomes that may remain unchanged for years. The value of their labor stays the same on paper while the value of their paycheck continues to shrink. The pressure is even worse for younger generations trying to build an independent life. Renting is expensive, home ownership feels out of reach, education can create years of debt, and one financial emergency can destroy months of progress. People are expected to plan for the future while struggling to afford the present. People are not asking to live in luxury. Most are asking for a fair chance to live without constantly falling behind. They they want their hard work to provide security and independence and peace of mind instead of only covering the next round of bills. What makes the situation especially unfair is that ordinary people are often blamed for struggling. They are told to stop buying unnecessary things, work extra hours, or manage their money better. However, personal discipline cannot completely solve a problem created by unaffordable housing, expensive necessities, stagnant wages, and a, and an eco- yeah, and an economy that demands more while giving less in return. The modern world has made survival profitable. Housing, food, healthcare, transportation, and education are necessities, yet they are often treated like opportunities to charge people as much as possible when every basic need comes with an increasing price tag. Financial freedom becomes harder to achieve. Is there anything else y'all want to say to that? Anybody?
You can go ahead, Contavious. You can go ahead. I think he fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he walked away. Um, like you said, um, I'll just back off of, um, you know, go back to what you said with essentially people people are wanting not to be, billionaires. We That's not what we're asking for. It's that, we're working, but by the end of the week we're already down to like only a few bucks in our account. But what we want is not for that to happen, and we can actually have some money to save. Like, I I'm earning a particular amount, and by the end of the week I'm already wanting my other paycheck to cover some stuff that I did not get to cover because the money I'm making is not enough for me to make ends meet. And I know that there's people in the comments and people that are watching right now that can um uh that can really emphasize with how I feel, really, what's the word, sympathize with how I feel on that. Like they can sympathize with the fact that they're going through that situation as well, and that everybody's struggling. Um, if you're not rich, you're struggling. That's the problem in this country.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And on top of that, you can't even be homeless for free. Because even that comes with a price tag. Oh, and not to even mention, they're not even accepting anything physical anymore. We're in the digital realm. For those who don't know, like they're not accepting physical tickets anymore. You got to get them digital, and it's the same with like modern gaming, which I'm not surprised. Would really surprised anymore because it's not going to really affect me or anyone else. But yeah, they're going to stop physical game discs and all this other stuff, and basically the PlayStation 6 whenever that drops is not going to have a disc drive. So it just basically common sense not to buy the console. It will make a lot more sense to not buy the console with it due to it not having a disc drive. Anything you like to say, Jay?
Yeah. I that that's our generation. We grew up with discs for video games. We grew up in the age where um where technology has evolved. You know, we went from cartridges to CDs to now everything's digital. Um, or at least it's trying to get that way. You know, it's kind of a merge of the two. But you know, technology is ever changing. But even still, um, you have companies like PlayStation that are kind of saying that if you don't have a digital copy of the of a video game, then essentially you're that version of the game is not readable on the system or whatever it says. If it's not digital, then it won't be accepted, and that's the problem. Is uh, you know, we have these. I'm an Xbox user, so I have these Xbox games that I've collected over the years, and if I can't be able to use a disc, you know, put my disc into the disc drive, um, you know, what can I do with these games? You know, like because I can play it on these systems just fine, but to have it on the most most updated, most current system, you know, it would give you a lot more a lot more. Well, at least it'll give you a lot more. Uh, um, um, you know, it'll look a lot better on the newer systems because it's pulling a lot more graphics, a lot more. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it'll look a lot better on these newer consoles, and the fact that they want to take the disc drive away is kind of sad.
Yeah, it really is. And also PlayStation has made it to where if you're not active with like on using like any of your like accounts, they're just going to get permanently deleted by default. If you're not active with like in like I guess correct me if I'm wrong, like within an estimate of 6 years, I believe. An estimate in like 6 years, I believe, or 30 days, then yeah, your account is gonna be like permanently deleted.
That's good.
Yeah. But that's PlayStation for you. That's how they got it set up. At least I don't have to worry about that with the PS4 because I have a PlayStation 4. But for those with the PS5 and other current gen systems, they got to deal with that.
I'll be on my account every day.
Mm-hmm.
I do my stuff every day. I
Mm-hmm.
use sign not me, other folks.
Right.
Might even
Wait.
be Kanaj. Might even be him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he don't, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So didn't you pretty much claim Contavious that the PS4 is better than the PS5?
I'm sending the yeah, cause the PS4 like with that one with the controller like you don't experience stick drift with the controller. With the PS5 controller, you know, you experience a stick drift. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your character in the game be walking around by themselves. You know what I'm saying? The end game camera be spinning around by itself. I hate that. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do it no more, but it used to do it like in 2024. It used to you know, like if I'm playing, my character should not be walking around by themselves or the camera should not be spinning around by itself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the PS4, right? I never had that problem before.
Mm-mm.
So I had was the PS4 Pro. That's the one I had. Saying,
Mm-hmm.
don't you got that one too? PS4 Pro.
Yeah, I do.
And I also had I had the OG PS4, on the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro. So I had like all three of those bits. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got my first PS4 back in 2015. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Back when it was still new, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the time, I also had a Xbox, so I had both PS4 and the Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Xbox 360. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still have the Xbox 360 and my PS4 Pro.
And I had 2K14. I played it nonstop, bro. I played it nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
I beat 30 years of WrestleMania so many times I can't even count.
Mm-hmm. I had both WWE and NBA 2K14
And
because
also
that was.
miss,
Mm-hmm.
and also miss right, being able to make your own storyline. Like, you know what I'm saying? I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's almost like LeBron and The Rock competing, but in different like genres. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. Back when gaming was pure gold. But nowadays gaming feels like a chore. Now that we're on the topic of gaming, Chase, gaming nowadays feels like a freaking chore. Like literally.
I don't feel
Yeah,
the same no more.
games used to be fun, but now it's just a rich man's hobby.
The PS2 era. And don't forget about the Xbox 360 and PS3 era too. Those
Yes. Yeah,
we got
but
some for the PS2, PS3, Xbox 360. Bro, I'm talking about, we used to have games coming out every single year, bro. Now we don't have that no more. Now you gotta wait 10 to 15, 20 years for a game to come up. That's crazy.
yeah,
Why would you wait 10 to 15 years just for a game to come out? That's crazy.
yeah. And now you gotta worry about deal with microtransactions. Like, yeah, microtransaction invested game modes and stuff. You gotta deal with like being charged an arm and a leg just to get like certain things in the game, which should already be included. But instead, it's locked behind paywall. But
I
then
don't like
again, but then again, it's no surprise because this is where we're at in terms of gaming. Period. You know, this is where we're at, and the more people keep you know buying into the scam, the more aggressive these microtransactions and everything um involved is going to continue to rise. Yeah, it's going to continue to rise.
it's best to if you're going if you're talking this one, it's best to goddamn pre-order the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And even still, you got to make sure you know exactly what you're getting because you know you should never buy a game, no matter what it is, WWE, Fortnite, Marvel's Wolverine, whatever it is, without knowing any info.
Right.
If you're just blindly and impulsively just pre-ordering or buying a game without knowing any information, at this point you're setting yourself up for disappointment and failure.
That's why I'm saying I'm gonna sit here and like I went to the game, get to the game, like get some feedback right before I do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If the game's terrible, I'm not gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Most game, most games nowadays suck. You know what I'm saying? They don't even like, they don't hit the same.
Right.
Games nowadays, they don't hold weight to it no more. They don't hold weight. You know what I'm saying?
It don't. It really doesn't. And like I said, back then, if this was back then, you would actually get info about a game before release.
Right.
Literally get uh info in an article about the game. So that way you'll actually know what you're investing money in. Literally. And I don't want to feel like I'm going backwards on the subject, but I also forgot to mention that women do not like the truth. They do not like to hear the truth.
That's funny.
They literally do not like to hear the truth, no matter what it is, because the truth hurts. I'm gonna keep saying it. The truth freaking hurts. It hurts more than a lie.
How they gonna say that they want you to sit here and tell the truth, but they don't tell the goddamn truth?
Right. Right. But we can literally, like, be given constructive criticism about things, but it'll be best to only critique what it is that you actually do wrong, or something that you actually did do that was like, you know, that was like completely like guilty or whatnot, or embarrassing, instead of making up narratives, you know yeah, instead of making up a narrative to try to paint a vivid picture of what it is in your head that you basically think is the case, just to rewrite history. I know you remember me talking about that, Contavious.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what folks will do. They like to follow fake trends and news to literally just for attention, literally just for clout. That's all they do. They don't like to ask questions. They just like to take they just like to take what is said and run with it.
That's crazy.
Yes. That's what I've been saying, man. Folks folks like that literally can't think for themselves. They cannot think for themselves. Cause because if that was the case, they would do their own research. They wouldn't have the same answers as one person do, and being a goal and having it and and go, yeah, and be this go along, get along type person. Right. Mm-hmm. Is Shay still there?
Yeah. No, I was listening. But yeah, I'll chime in. The when they eh, um when they go for when they trying to think. Um Remind me again, I'm sorry. Repeat what you just said. I'm sorry.
I'm saying when you have people who like to follow fake trends and news without doing research or pretty much anything to look for facts, anything factual, that's a sign that they cannot think for themselves because literally it's just copy and paste answers that they have from other people instead of actually having a mind of their own.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. I wanted to get that from you. Thank you for reminding me. Because I was going to say something and then my memory forgot. But essentially saying that like that women they have that tendency where they want to think everything's good, everything's well. They don't they don't want to. They're that cookie cutter. Don't want to know too much, whatever. But at the end of the day, they also are easier to manipulate, and they're able to gossip and learn the wrong things about somebody, and just like you said, they get it twisted, and they learn all these lies about the person, which is totally not true, and they don't do their research. They need to do women also need to do the research just like men do.
And they should be held accountable just like men do and be able to learn to take what they dish out and actually like accept criticism. So that's another thing I wanted to add because literally I've noticed that they get very emotional when hearing the truth and giving criticism when being called out.
Yes. Um, I think it also has to do with this idea that, and I know, and I'm kind of, we're kind of smashing on women a little bit here, but I'll just go ahead and say it where I feel like the vast majority of women we kind of encounter nowadays kind of act like children. Like they genuinely like their attitude, the way they present themselves, how they present themselves in front of other people, what they say about other people, especially when they don't know them. And I just think that they just act like children, and they say these harmful things, just like children do. They don't have a filter. They say whatever comes to mind. They aren't careful with the money that we provide to them, and they also, uh, they are very just lackluster. They're so out of control that they need us. They need us to um be the ones in control. Um, but we can't be that person all the time. But nowadays, that has to be the case because women are just insane.
Yeah, they are. And honestly, people can say what they want about how we feel about women and when it comes to like criticism and all this, but yet nobody says a word when they go around. They criticize men, saying all men are the same, all men lie and cheat and all this other crap. and because just because of some bad experiences in which they encountered, which isn't fair because they're trying to put every man in the same label and paint them and literally paint them all with the same brush, put them all in a mix and paint all the men with the same brush. At this point, they shouldn't even want a relationship or anything like that. They should be trying to heal. Or better yet, they're only going to make things complicated for the men that they don't like. The men they do like, they're going to make it easier, if that makes sense. They ain't going to make the men that they pretty much want and go for um, jump through hurdles and actually like basically like walk laps just to prove their loyalty and also their self-worth. They're not going to do that because why? Because they got too much respect for that man, and majority of the times the men in which the men in which they are looking for and want, they don't even want anymore. Like really make that, like really let that sink in. It's just the indecisiveness, and I get that it's certain things that is like out of our hands and stuff, but it, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And I get that no relationship is perfect, and we don't expect it to be, but people need to be, you know, made aware of how they operate. People need to be made aware of how they operate and move and how their energy is. Y'all get what I mean?
Yeah, like essentially both people in a relationship have to be like healthy, sane individuals that are ready for the relationship. And if, either party is not ready for a relationship, they should communicate it. If you just ended a relationship and you haven't focused on your trauma from the previous relationship, um if you still got baggage and whatever from the previous relationship, why do you jump from one relationship to the next if you're just gonna bring that luggage, that baggage into the other relationship where the other person just like either doesn't know and doesn't um like ask you about it, um or if he if this person does, like why do you go through this pain of being in another relationship if you're already like trying to deal with it, um and now you're stuck in a relationship, like you're just going to cause more pain to the other person.
Right. And like I said, it's there. I'm not. There's no offense to those to the women who actually is doing what they're supposed to do on their end and being a certified hustler and all that. Is I like I said, I ain't talking about them. They out here actually like living like a boss and trying to and trying to get what they put in because you cannot cheat the grind. I ain't talking about those women, and I appreciate them holding it down. But I'm talking about those who claim they walking on cloud nine and thinking they own somebody when they don't, and acting like saints, like they're just on top of the world.
Yes, like they
Talking about
say
those.
what they want, they can buy what they want, they can look however they want. Essentially they are walking through life as if they are on cloud nine. When we refer to cloud nine, we're essentially saying that they're living in a very like self-centered, very self-absorbed
An
reality.
exhibit lifestyle. An exhibit lifestyle.
Yes. And these women, they don't care, at least how it appears, they don't care about a man's feelings at all, at all. And they want to discard it. They want to, blame the man. They want to blame his emotions. They want to essentially man hate and destroy him, and say whatever is going on with him. If he's overweight, they're going to call him ugly and fat and tell him to get into the gym. If there's something else that's going on, they'll just say like, "Oh, you need to do this or that, or you're just ugly." And that's the whole problem, is that nowadays women have way too much freedom with what they're saying, and that is the whole problem, and so such an issue that I feel like in society it's accepted that women are, verbally destroying men as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is so true. It just and all it does is just solidifies that women have way much more freedom and and easier than they actually think, than what they actually like, believe.
Yeah, they have at least, and I know my friends here can also agree with me. At least it feels to us, at least, that they have a lot more privilege in this country, or in the Western world overall.
Contavious, you there? Is there anything you like to say about this whole topic?
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to add to this topic about how most women pretty much are, and how they have way too much freedom and privilege regarding like the double standards in which we all have to face, and what they can get away with that us men can't because we're often seen as threats?
I feel same as that way y'all feel right now about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can't even get away with telling a lie, but somehow women can, because all they have to do is manipulate, cheat, and use deception just to get what they want, and also, yeah, just to have what they want and to get over on people and expect
Yeah.
handed on a silver platter.
Not to mention sex that too to get
Mm-hmm.
what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
if they
biggest
so-called
thing.
want right, they okay. Say they got a job right, and they want their position so bad to be manager. They'll do anything just to get it. If they want to be boss at the job, they'll do anything. They'll suck off any and everybody just to get you know what I'm saying, what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of, like
I've seen it.
like say for a man, like, we're supposed to go through the ranks and go from, like, these low sub tier positions to essentially graduate to being a manager.
Man,
Women
right.
nowadays, they don't care. They have this view that they want to they see the boss, and they want to sleep with them, just for the position of being a manager, or whatever position it is. They want to sleep with the person so that they could get that position. And that is something that is, it's scary, to be honest.
All they doing just basically using that man. That's all they doing. Just using.
Yep.
They
And
be gold diggers for real. You know what I'm saying? Using them for his money. I mean, like they eat. It's crazy.
yep, that is definitely a very unfair advantage that women appear to have, and it's something that we should really shed to light because, to be honest, yeah, sex is one thing, but having it to yeah, having it be the basis of having to manipulate someone to give you a position of either a job or to be with you, whatever. At the end of the day, I feel like that's kind of wrong.
It is. They don't care though. They gonna do it anyway.
Like their heads are kind of screwed on wrong.
Right. Screwed up in the head, basically. You know what I'm saying?
And then they want to say that all men are perverts.
Look at how you dress. Look at what you coming outside on. Look what you got on outside in front of everybody. Look at what you doing right now. You bending over it like showing the whole world you goddamn bare ass.
Standing out.
Right, that's what you doing. Do you want to say perverts? I mean, they would be the ones that goddamn talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How y'all gonna say it when y'all look at how y'all dress? Y'all go outside just to go right to the motherfucking grocery store. What they put on? Booty shorts, leggings, tights, just to go to the damn grocery store. Why would you put on that just to go to the damn grocery store? You can dress casually. They don't want to. They don't want to do that though. They want to dress goddamn sexy. We're not going to the goddamn club. We're going to the motherfucking grocery store.
All right.
Why would
And
you go
why
out?
why do you have to goddamn look presentable just to go to a grocery store or just a store or just anywhere in general?
Like they be wearing like they wear mini skirts too, you know, and them skirts be so damn short. They be having on, and sometimes they don't have on no goddamn panties at all. No panties.
No, they don't be having on no undergarments.
So when they bend over, I mean, you gonna see it all when they bend over, and they do this stuff on damn purpose. They want you to look at them. That's why they do it. They want you to look at them. They can try to goddamn deny all they want. They want you to look at them. That's why they do it.
And then want to have the audacity out their mouth to say that all women are should be respected and shouldn't be degraded or sexualized. And I'm like, at this point,
Y'all
they're
see y'all
just
see,
they're
y'all can't blame nobody but
they're
y'all see. They're doing it
degrading.
to you. They can't
Yeah,
blame nobody else but themselves. I mean, y'all did it to yourself. Then y'all gonna start crying about why he wanna treat me that way for a girl. You know he ain't never we don't care about that. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody gonna feel bad for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel bad for y'all. We don't.
right.
You did it to yourself. You can't blame nobody else but yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to blame me because if I see somebody looking like a piece of art, I'm gonna want to act on that piece of art. Am I right or am I wrong, y'all?
Right.
Yes,
Exactly. I'm gonna
exactly.
want to act on it.
Especially if they're your type.
Exactly.
You'll make a
I'm
move.
gonna want to act on
You're
it.
gonna make a move, essentially.
You literally.
The first thing they say, I got a man. I got a man. That's what they all say.
Yeah,
I got a man.
you got a man, but you out here dressed up like a complete slut.
Right.
Get out of here.
And they wear on cheerleader outfits too and be bent over in them. You know what I'm saying? They know what
Mm-hmm.
they do. They know what they doing. Cheats all out, ass just be everywhere. I hope they watch down below. I hope you know what I'm saying. I hope it don't stink. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you're right.
Some girls they don't watch at all. They be in the, they be right inside the motherfucking strip club, shaking ass, and it be
and
staying like
I
y'all.
and I already know ass juice be everywhere.
You talking about on strippers, right? Strip club.
Yes, yes.
Y'all ever seen the Players Club?
Yeah, I seen Players Club.
Seen that movie? You know what I'm talking about. But Lisa Wright was so fine in that damn movie. She was so fine.
Mm-hmm. You said
Even
Lisa
now,
Ray?
yeah. Even now, she's still fine to this day. You know what I'm saying?
I know about Lisa Ray.
What made you know, right? When bend her over and pound her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take her.
Yeah. And nobody better not dare say that all women should be respected, are to be respected, and all men should be respected and not be used for their doggone goddamn bag. Shouldn't be used for the bag.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it that way.
No, they don't. Treating everything like it's a one-sided transaction.
Take her.
They treat everything like it's a one-side transaction.
I hate that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That junk is crazy. And not to even mention, a lot of folks will lie about what they actually have regarding regarding like diseases. Like people will lie about whether they actually uh catch something or whether they catch something or not. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
They'll lie about STDs and HIV and AIDS, all that shit. Hepatitis. Hell, you could have Ebola for all I know, and folks will lie about that.
Why would they do that? That's good.
Yes, lie about having Ebola and COVID. And here's the thing: the people who are vaccinated has the virus in them. I don't know if you know, but they're also getting the people who are not vaccinated sick. Literally, like I cannot make this up. But a lot of people will think that you are out of thin air, when really it's not. But apparently, people are blind. Okay, so Chase, is there anything else you would like to add to the subject?
Yeah, I mean, eh, I think there's just differences on both. Oh well, there's things that are found on either side that we can come to a consensus on at the end of the day, where we want each other to essentially have a healthier future, but in the current state, women aren't listening, and men are done talking, then done trying to talk to women because, to be honest, they don't listen. They just want to keep doing their thing.
Being hard headed.
Like we've already tried to have that conversation, and women don't care. They don't care. They don't want to have that conversation. And to be honest, that's why we created this platform is if to to find like-minded people, like to essentially have our audience know that we don't like the standards that women are putting in, as far as what they want in dating, because it seems unfair, and also how they treat us as well, because it feels like they are unfairly treating us like we're dog shit and going after our wallets.
Yeah. And want to question us about what are they apologizing for?
Yeah, that's if they apologize at all, and sometimes they don't, and that's the problem.
Right. Talking about some they gonna be like, relax, man. Every woman is not that way. You just encountered the wrong women, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, show me a woman that I mean, there are respectable women, like they're probably in their 30s, probably with a man, or probably living, good. They're probably living an honest life. Nowadays, women are horrible with their behavior, and they
And
and,
that
and they
communicating.
and they don't apologize for their bad behavior.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Especially these young women.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like more of the older ladies, like they're such gems. The younger you go, the uglier in the uglier in the mind women get.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like you get all the way down to the 20s, and it's literally women who want to just flaunt their shit, or have sex with anybody they want, or steal as much money as they want. They're literally living GTA at this point.
Mhm.
They can have all the drugs they want, they can have all the money they want, they can dance, they can do this and that. Men, we have to work, we have depression, we're in a dark place most of the time. The government doesn't make it any better because of inflation and other shit that like happens in the courts. It's wrong, and we're getting unfairly punished by just existing, while women get to live freely and say whatever they want, while we have to worry about what we say, due to our reputation online and in
Yeah,
public.
yeah. Yeah, because apparently the society or nobody likes the way we present the info. Obviously, they better hope I'm fucking wrong, because I have no problem being wrong, but at least I can accept failure. I've made more mistakes than people actually think I have. But do I make excuses for them? No. Could a lot of things have been avoided? Yes. But it is what it is. Hell, if I fucked up, I fucked up. Excuse my language.
Yes,
Nobody, right.
yes, and the bottom line is, and this goes this is for all the women out there. He's a man, and he's accepted that he has done wrong, and at the end of the day, he apologizes, right? He apologizes for those situations. Like it seems like nowadays women need to return to freaking preschool, because that they don't know how to they don't know how to act professional as per shit. Like like they don't apologize. They don't want to apologize. They act like children, and that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's maturity and that's growth.
Yes, it is. And I'm not saying that's every woman. I'm just saying most women nowadays. That's what I see.
Folks just need to accept responsibility regardless at this point. Cause really that's telling me you ain't mature enough or even ready for society if you can't even accept a consequence. I know I'm human and I do things impulsively. Yeah, off of impulse. And I have to be held to a standard. But it needs to go both ways. It needs to be vice versa.
Period. Period. No, for sure. Yes, needs to be gone both ways because at this point, I think women need to hear that they need to get hit over the head with this type of stuff. Like we're done with that type of we're done with the sass. We're done with the unapologetic attitude. We're done with you know we're done with the fakeness. We're done with them manipulating us. We're done with them, stealing our wallets and then dipping and not talking to us and like abandoning us and talking to someone else and cheating.
Hmm. For real. You're not lying though.
Yeah, and we could bring in obviously none of us are women, but we could get like a voice on here for like you know get the voice for the women in here, but for now we could only assume like I'll just assume and say like I don't know where their minds at like like they act like children and I just think it's intentional, and I think that they want to be manipulative to get what they want, and they're literally living a life of luxury, and living a life of like they're living a life of like of GTA. Like if you don't know what that is, it's essentially a video game. But if you don't know what it is, you can look it
Which
up.
a lot of people know. They
Yeah.
they know what GTA is. They be on that all day, every day. They better know what GTA is.
Well, I'm saying for those who don't know, but yeah, a lot of people do know it. I would say if you
Which
don't.
one? You talking about the OG series, or you talking about you talking about the ones on PS2, or you talking about the ones like you know,
GTA in general. We're talking about like the lifestyle in which most of these women have and be living in because apparently since obviously they think they're walking on cloud nine. Contagious, like we mentioned.
Yeah, like they're able to uh they're able to do which is wrong, but they're able to do get away with crime a lot more than if a man were to do crime, and that is sad.
all you gotta do is just lie their way up out of it. That's all they gotta do.
Yeah.
And also, they want to give right, give them puppy dog eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can do that a lot.
Looking like a desperate lost puppy. That ain't
Y-
gonna work.
y- you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You.
Give you those fake tears like they're literally about to have a nervous breakdown or they're literally about to break down, period.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like they're fucking like about ready to, you know, get on the ground and cry, but it's manipulation.
When someone be pouting, they look cute sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it do look cute. I ain't gonna lie. But like to the cute women though,
Well,
not the ugly ones.
yeah, like it does in the way like it well, sometimes they do look, when they do it, they do look cute because they want to end up looking cute when they're doing it towards you, but it's manipulation.
Right.
Mhm.
And most guys, fall for it. They don't even like, you know what I'm saying? I'm right.
Mhm. Without actually thinking rationally about a situation.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about? I think we can depends on how everybody feels. We can end up closing it at some point.
What about the music industry? What about the music? Any particular music taste y'all have? Because you know me and Contavious, we old school. We that's all we really listen to for real. We don't listen to modern music. You heard me? Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no.
yeah,
Definitely the modern music kind of is give it kind of gives me a bad taste in my mouth,
yeah,
to be honest.
yeah. Yeah, Contavious, you gotta turn that off for a minute because we gotta talk about the actual modern music and stuff and what genre what generation we prefer. Contavious,
I,
So,
we was talking about the which generation of music do you prefer? Because I was just telling Chase that me and you prefer old school and we don't listen to nothing of the modern age.
okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say like from music from the 1960s all the way to like the 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 20 Chance music. I ain't gonna say it's so. It's just like, bro, it's you. You literally had people right wearing skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? And like dresses and leggings and tights and bro, we don't need that. It's our hip hop. That messed up hip hop right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause you like 20 years ago, people didn't dress like that. And 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
No, they didn't. It's like because just like what we talked about yesterday, Chase. If you was there, we was talking about how like in the early 2000s, you wore like bandanas and do rags and wife beaters and baggy jeans with Tims and them jerseys and
What about you?
them long baggy shorts.
And also fit hats. You know what I'm saying? What them too.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, and them snapbacks. That's right.
The 90s was different though. That was on like a different like. I mean, everybody had on Tims back then. Everybody had some on.
Uh-huh.
You get in a fight with somebody, you can stomp somebody out in the Tims. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, and then you have someone like MC Hammer who was wearing that stuff too. He was wearing them little parachute pants.
Take care.
I said you had someone like MC Hammer wearing them parachute pants and all them other fancy dripped out clothes.
What he did. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you don't get that no more.
Uh-uh. And wearing afros and braids. Afros and braids was like a very common hairstyle, quite common and fancy. And also, let's not forget about the high right and low left. You know about that.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It's like everybody had right their own style back then.
Yeah, they did.
Even before then, everybody basically wearing even before then, right? The eighties. The eighties had Jerry curls, Adidas, you know what I'm saying? Track suits. Everybody had them on, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They still wore suits, but like you know what I'm saying? Roberts had on like Adidas, track suits, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Kango, saying
Hell yeah.
70s, they had on like the 70s, right? Like you had a disco music in the 70s. The 80s you had pop. 90s hip hop and R&B. Same thing. 2000s hip hop and R&B. The 60s you had soul music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back then, everybody wore like every group back then. They had on suits back then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They dressed fresh though. Like you gotta admit that. The boy was fresh. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like from the way they talk, the way they dress. But people don't dress that way no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They had style.
Yeah, they had style.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so Chase, going back to you, who is your favorite go-to artist that you enjoy listening to? Because like really I don't exactly have any personal favorites when it comes to like artists like music taste. I feel like if the music is good, I'll listen to it.
Uh, yeah, same here. To be honest, it's I don't know. At least for my preferences, at least I and this is just my preference on how just on the level of how I like it. It's not that I want to say that if whatever I don't say, whatever I say is not what I like is not you know um per se the wrong music or kind of terrible music. I'm just saying my favorite is basically anything besides either rap or country, to be honest.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you like so you like rock and metal. So you like Radiohead. Cause I know me and Contavious mentioned that before. Radiohead, Foo Fighters, Five Finger Death Punch, Puddle of Mud, let's see, Limp Biscuit, which is Fred Durst, and you know the song Contagious. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Go do things my way. It's my way on the highway.
Every time I hear that song, I think about WrestleMania 17, the Rocky
Yeah,
Stone Cold.
yes, that's Fred Durst.
Right.
It's literally Fred Durst.
That's what
Not
I
to
think
mention,
about.
he's one of the most recognizable public figures throughout the entire industry, and I mean everybody knows Fred Durst. He's been around WWE. He's been in WWE video games. He's been on posters. Everybody know him. Everybody knows Ozzy Osbourne. I know you probably listen to him too, Chase. You probably listen to Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, yes. He's been around. Marilyn Manson has been around. Everybody knows who they are. So yeah, these are all public figures in the industry. Contavious, anything you want to add to that?
What you say?
Anything you want to add to, like, me, pointing out them being public figures in the entertainment business?
They gay basically. Uh, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we ain't gonna say all of them, but I know most of them. That is,
A lot of them gay. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of them actually are.
Right. Especially Diddy. You know, he definitely, you know
Yeah, and don't even get me started with him.
what I'm saying? Birdman, that's another one. Lil Wayne's another one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know about
Ray J.
right, he gay. Why would you
Ella.
kiss Birdman for on the mouth, bro?
Yes.
He kissed Birdman on the mouth so many times. I can't even count how many times
They all undercover. Goddamn, Rick Ross.
they gonna get in front of the camera and then I go straight. How you gonna act straight in front of the camera when you really gay?
They gonna be like on blood, cause he was like a son to me. That's why I kissed him in the mouth. But that's why you kiss Lil Wayne in the mouth, cause he was a son, like a son to you.
Cause
He was like, I'm real gangster. I'm real gangster. He was like, stop playing with my name. Put some respect on my name. I'll
I ain't
treat you. I ain't gonna say it no more.
right. I ain't gonna say it no more. Like you really gonna do something to somebody.
Right, right. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. Respect. Respect on it.
I ain't gonna say it no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, bro.
I'm scared of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we supposed to be scared of him or something.
What he gonna what he gonna what he gonna do to somebody?
And I been knew Snoop Dogg was be moving weird and his energy is so off. We been knew that. The
He said
fact to be a goddamn a sidewalk undercover. As if we wouldn't go know.
he was jealous of Tupac basically the whole time. He was jealous.
Yes. Yeah, and Chase, you know about Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean that I know him. Yeah, I don't really listen to his music, to be honest.
No, no, I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying you know who he is as a person and face and all that.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's you know, really loves his really likes getting high, right? Getting high.
Yeah, he
Get,
love again.
yeah, getting using you know,
This man, every time you turn around, he got a blunt in his hand.
yeah, essentially.
Mhm. Yeah, he like getting high just like Wiz Khalifa. And I'll say Wiz Khalifa. I feel like he undercover too. If I'm being honest, I ain't saying his music might have been decent, but that's about it. I ain't gonna say his music wasn't good because I did used to listen to his music.
Like back 2015, I was listening to We Them Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel
Oh,
like We Them
we them
Boys.
both. We making noise, Allah. And then also Black and Yellow was like my favorite though. Black and Yellow and Roll
Right.
Up. I roll up. I roll up. Whenever you need me, whenever you want me, whenever you call me, I'll be there shortly. Hear what your friends say, because they don't know me. I can be your best friend and you be my homie. I ain't gonna flex. I'm not gonna front. No, if I ball, then we all go stunt. Send her my way. She ain't gotta hold up. Whenever you call, baby, I roll up. That's a good
Right.
song. I love that song.
It is.
And Chase, you probably know this one, but from Wiz. So what? We get drunk. So what? We don't sleep. We're just having fun, and we don't care who sees. When we're young and wild and free. Roll one, smoke one. When we live like this, you supposed to party. Oh man. Oh man. But see, that's what I'm saying. It ain't that we don't listen to his music, Chase. It's just that him as a person, it ain't like you're idolizing him.
Most people do it though.
Yeah. You could still listen, you could still like a person music and not like the person, like, and not actually like the person, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
I mean, yeah, we all know Snoop Dogg had bangers. We're not saying he didn't, but when it comes down to like the actual lifestyle, he wasn't actually about that life.
he wasn't.
He was not about that life.
He went on Gang Banger for real. He
Nah,
paid them. He paid them to claim their set, but he wouldn't really know, like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
You, but he
Mm-hmm.
made a got jumped in or something. They ain't jump you in, bro. You paid for this
Right.
stuff.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
trying to say the whole world that he is a gang banger. No, you're not, bro. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You talking about he a real crip.
Yeah, right.
And you try to step up to Easy E and prove that? You trying to step to him and prove that?
You know
Man.
what? You know what he gonna do? He gonna shoot his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And what he gonna do? He gonna fold real quick. He gonna fold. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He actually about that life. You know what I'm saying? He actually about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he lived what he wrote about. He lived what he wrote about. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just talking about it. He was about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He showed it.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. My my guy right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Easy was a man.
He even dissed him on songs. He dissed him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta love Easy.
Right.
I had I'll put him right there next to I'll put him right there next to DMX. But Tupac was definitely ahead of his time. Right.
He my
Mm-hmm.
favorite. He my favorite rapper. Tupac.
Mm-hmm. For real. You knew he was real too. Even if there's claims where people want to say that he wasn't actually a thug when he is, because why else would he have the tattoo Thug Life? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was, and he had hoes.
I mean, all the
You,
girls basically.
you knew he had women. You knew he had women.
He had everybody basically. All the
Mm-hmm.
girls. They the pot. You know what I'm saying? All the girls. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, he did.
They don't name one girl you know, right? Then get pot none. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All the girls did.
Mm-hmm. For real, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And don't forget about Dr. Dre. No, he gay too. I
Mhm.
made that video right. I last year
Yeah.
told me he like to take it. This man gonna say it right. He like to take it up the butt. That's what he gonna say. If you're not gay, right? Why would you say that to a man for if you're not gay? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Why would you say that? If you still call straight and like women and you're not gay, you don't say that to no other man. If you still call straight,
Mhm.
you don't shit like that, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Am I right?
Right. Chase, is there anything you like to say to that?
No, not really. I don't know too much
Okay.
about it, to be honest.
Here, it's fine. It's fine. I just want to make sure if there's anything you would like to say or add to the conversation. But since
It,
you say you don't
n-
know anything, it
there,
ain't really
yeah,
not.
it's not really that. It's more so. I mean, I didn't really grow up like listening to a lot of rap, and plus, I'm not really into rap at all. So, I didn't really, wasn't really. Well, I do know like Snoop Dogg. I know, I know the bigger names. I know like Eminem. Um, but I didn't really get into anything like specific, like anything more specific. Like I didn't go down that route, and I didn't learn about the fashion like you guys do. Like I didn't learn about all this different stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Just hearing you guys talk about it.
Listen,
And then you just rap. It's R&B too. You know what I'm saying?
all genres.
You just it's like these artists basically be sell them out basically. They sell out. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? All they doing is basically getting used basically by the music industry. They getting used. They don't care about y'all. That's they're taking advantage of y'all. They're not paying y'all what they're paying y'all right, what they want y'all to have. They're
Mhm.
not paying like that. They're not paying y'all right what y'all actually worth. They're paying y'all what they want y'all to have. You know what I'm saying? So they getting taking advantage of it too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't feel bad for none of these artists because it's y'all fault. Y'all y'all decided to sign that contract. So once you sign that contract, they own you. You're theirs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Mhm.
artists take
Right.
a lot of artists don't know that. They should know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All you doing is basically making them rich. You're making yourself rich. You're making them rich. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They're making money off of you. You're making money off of them. They're making money off of you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Doing basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Mhm.
a lot of artists just sign right away. They don't take time to actually read the contract. They just sign right away. If
Mhm.
you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
And what did he be saying? I like that. I like when you be scrambling and scraping for shit.
Yeah.
I like that shit. Oh, I don't need that. Like what?
Gon- He gonna tell Fabulous that at his birthday party, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, nah. He said that to Charlemagne. He said that to Charlemagne. Remember?
So I mean, he, he might like that shit because he, you know what I'm saying. I mean, he wasn't even saying nothing about it.
But what he did say to Fabulous was about his birthday party.
Come on, no, we never really party. Birthday, never party for your birthday.
Right.
Why would you tell a grown man that you want to party with him for his birthday? We
And
all
he
know, right?
and he
Okay.
wasn't going, and he wasn't really going for that.
Then he got upset, like, you know what I'm saying? Well,
He
you
he
can
got he
go
got
man.
he basically got uncomfortable without even saying he was uncomfortable.
Because I would have had to slap his ass on that. You know what I'm saying? You know how I get. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He would have been dead messing around with me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't put that gay stuff. You know how I get on, man. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You be like, you've been putting in that work. You deserve it, Daddy. You deserve it.
Why would you call Meat Mill daddy? You know what I'm saying? And he let you say that to him. He ain't try to like sit here and like put hands on you or something. He just let you say it to him.
Right.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I would have put hands on him though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I talk. He ain't finna talk to me like that. Like, first of all, I'm not a female, bro. I'm a dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, essentially, you're straight. Have that. You want to have that energy from a woman, not from a man.
Right.
Right. It is weird. I'm glad you caught on.
But if he wanna be gay, that's his choice though. You know what I'm saying? That's on him. If he wanna sit here and like,
Yeah, like I said, it's nothing against gay folks, but it's like, yeah, me personally, I don't even swing like that either. I don't get down like that either.
because if you got famous, you gonna have to go to one of them Diddy parties when he was around and you got famous. You gonna have to go to you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One of them parties.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get? Who's gonna get?
And, as we all know, which will never happen because yeah, I'm never going to get a chance to ever see any of these folks.
And I don't care about fame that much. I care about it a little bit, but I don't say sit up here and care about it like that. Like a fame, I would have seen him be broke. Then sit up here and sell my soul. I would have seen him be broke. I'm not gonna sell my soul. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because then you gotta sacrifice folks. Like I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you gotta alter your body and stuff. Cause a lot of these female artists and celebs basically gotta alter their bodies to a point where they look so skinny to where it's not even where to a point they're it's not even attractive. They don't even look attractive. It's to a point where you will think that they're on Ozempic. If any, for those who know what that is, something that yeah, something that women had to pretty much go through when they altering their bodies and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it's too much. when they go through all
Mhm.
that, it's too much. It's
Mhm.
Um,
like they're
some artists,
trying too hard, you know.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I know how it is. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to I know we keep switching around too, but would you like to switch the conversation, or would you like to go ahead and close it? Are you guys ready to for us to let it come to a close, or
I feel like a lot of the things in which we did discuss. I mean, because we did. I don't know about you, but me and Contavious actually did have some like celeb crushes and everything back when they were doing their peak and everything. But it's like they look absolutely nothing like they do now, like how they look nowadays, because they looked at much more hotter during their prime. And I mean, Christina Aguilera has totally gotten freaking back skinny. She looked exactly like she did during her prime, but twice as skinnier though. I liked her back when she had curves, but now since she's living under the Hollywood umbrella, I believe she just ain't been the same. I'm disappointed that she had to go that route. Same with Ariana Grande, but back when she played in Victorious, she was beautiful, and she did have curves.
she played on Cat Valentine, basically. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they even when yesterday we was talking about Dan Snyder.
Oh yeah, and he basically made like all these like teens will send pictures of their feet and everything. Yeah.
And also he made her pull all like all over her body. She was like 15 years old at the time. Why would you make her like pull water right all over her body? Like, bro, man, just I hate this man.
Right.
Go make them kids send feet pits, feet pits. But what were you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
These are all the goddamn Nickelodeon shows. Not all of them, but like, cause some of them from the goddamn '90s too. King, the let's go. So we got Drake and Josh, got Zoe 101, we got iCarly, we got Victorious, we got Kenya and Kia show. What show? The I think that's probably about it for right now.
Yeah, yeah, Zoe 101.
Show like
Ned's Declassified, Degrassi. Like, come on now. You had High School Musical, man. You had Shake It Off and So Random. You had Sunny with a Chance with Demi Lovato.
it's more like a movie though. That's not really like a TV show. That's
Yeah,
really like a movie. It's not really like a TV show.
yeah, but even still, you still had all these. Yeah, Good Luck Charlie. You still had all these little movies and shows.
Like everybody hate Chris. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody can basically relate to everybody hate Chris. You know, everybody can't relate to that show. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And also the Amanda show too. That show just come on.
Mhm. Drake and Josh.
I said that.
Mhm. Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Right. They was all classic movies and TV shows.
Mhm. Jesse.
Right. I like her too. Um, Debbie Ryan. I like
Mhm. Wizards of Waverly Place. I used to have a bad for Selena Gomez. I still do. Mhm.
her. I'm at the body shows, so I can watch them again. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Wait, Chase, did you ever like Selena Gomez?
I had a same as you. I watched the show. She was attractive. She was.
Is that what? So what were you so back to what you was saying, Contavious, what were you saying?
I was saying right. We got like so many child stars that was it's crazy.
You had Hannah Montana. hmm
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, a lot of these women were freaking beautiful though.
They were.
hmm
Who was Brenda song too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
you like the Brenda song?
Yeah, from the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
mm-hmm. That little Asian.
They also had just the Sweet Life on a deck. You know what I'm saying? Zach and Cody. You had that one, and you had the
hmm
yeah, right. The OG thing of the show, and then you had the on a deck. So you had like two different versions. Well, the same show with just two different versions. You know what I'm saying?
What about what's the other girl name? What about Bella Thorne?
Oh man, she was. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Even to this day, she's still fine.
And really a lot of folks thought she was chopped. That's what a lot of folks thought.
I might get the feeling that she basically gay in real life. Like, I get the feeling that but how she dressed, and she might be gay. But it don't really matter. But I'm just saying, like I get the feeling like how she dressed. She just she fit that what I'm saying, that role right there of being like gay. You know what I'm saying? She don't really fit straight. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? It don't even matter.
It don't.
Well, really, I don't think so. She is not. She like she ain't. She not no Raven Simone. No, Raven Simone. You know she is. Raven Simone got a whole girlfriend.
That's a way. That was the Cheetah Girls. That was a you know what I'm saying? But
Her and Orlando Brown dated. Yeah, so, mhm. Where's Chase? Is Chase you still there?
Yeah, dude. Um, yeah, mine growing up was just Selena Gomez, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just saying that. I was asking, did you ever like her at any point?
Yeah, I don't. Sorry, I don't think you could hear me, but um, what I said was earlier when you asked that question, I said you're putting me on the spot, and I said I also watched the show, and I also thought she was pretty attractive too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was actually like one of my first crushes, Selena Gomez. Like very first, I believe, throughout a childhood show.
Also, who else? The girl that played Wanda on the Burning Man show. She was fine too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
And also Vanessa Hudgens. And she definitely fine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Ashley Tisdale. She was, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a feeling that you might say she was okay. You might say that. You know what I'm saying?
Ashley Tisdale, there ain't nothing wrong with Ashley.
Right.
But they were real petite though. But it's like even with the real petite girls, they were still beautiful. Like they had like a face and everything, like a pretty face and everything. I ain't really care too much about like their body or anything.
Right. I would have still smashed. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
at least they had at least they had a natural body.
Right.
Just like Sabrina Carpenter, like she has the face and everything, but the body is just not there. They just have a pretty face.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was the same with Jennifer Aniston. She had that, and Emma Watson. Mm-hmm.
Like, also, Shay Jackson. You forgot about her too.
Oh, Sky Jackson.
Yeah, Scott. I don't know. All this time, right? I've
She
been
she she has a kid.
calling her Shay instead of I don't know what I've been calling her Shay. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But you know,
Sky Jackson.
she found true. You know what I'm saying?
And she has a kid now. She has like one or two kids.
Right.
Unless you want to play stepdaddy.
Nah. You know how I get on. I told I told you how I get on already. But it was kids. I can't do
Right.
that. That ain't me. Never gonna beat me. I cannot play stepdad to another man's kids. I can't do it. Yeah.
Right. Cause like I said, you should never date a single mom.
Cause then her responsibility gonna become your responsibility. She gonna put everything on you to do. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it go.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be hard to find a woman who's not taken and don't have kids and is not married. It'd be hard to find that. Since 95% of the population pretty much is married and has children.
Right.
95%. Chase, is there anything you like to add?
Um, Not really. No. No, I mean, I'll just say like, you just got to be careful with who you match with, because if they got a kid, then you're stuck.
Yeah, that won't work anyway. Yeah, that work.
I don't.
Yeah, the kid will want you around and want to, be asking for you and that type of bullshit. Don't want to go through that.
Yeah, and they gonna be like, "Are you my dad? I
No,
want my daddy. I want my daddy."
get off me, Brent.
Hey, get off of me.
Yes, they gonna be like, "I want my daddy." They gonna be like, "Daddy can save you. I want daddy."
Wait, I'm at the run outside somewhere. I'm gonna hide from, what I'm saying, so they won't see.
Right. They gonna be like, "Are you my dad?"
On the woods. You know what I'm saying? So they can't see me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go out in the woods.
Right.
What you said?
Anytime I away from the kids because you do not want the responsibility of taking care of a kid.
I can't do it. Just raise somebody that I'm not gonna sit here and raise it. No, I can't do
Mm-hmm. Right.
it. Even if a female had just one kid, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of you want it to be your kid. Like you want it to be a kid that you're gonna babysit and have time for. Because if it's not, then uh, I mean, this is not your kid. But even like
That's
that's the
no,
problem, is that like you want to be there for the other kid, but also it's not your kid.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even do because the baby daddy he should be there for the kid, not mine. He should be here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the problem is they go missing after the baby gets born. They're long gone before the baby gets to know that they're that was their dad. That's a sad state of affairs. And then the mom goes back into the dating market and finds somebody, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm a mom."
You you was
Mm-hmm.
all you had the kid, right? Shit. So before she was already a mom. She had a kid, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Say on the date like, "Oh, I'm a mom."
That's she be like doing things. If you know what I mean by things, then
Right.
the kid gonna be like 2 and 3 years old, and then calling you dad. I feel like it on that age when they say that, like it be so cute because they be so little, like it be you know what I'm saying? It be cute,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you got like when you got like, a boy or a girl. It'd be like it'd be cute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the little girls be like that though.
Right. They be calling you
Even even like the little baby girls be cute though.
right. You just want to kiss their cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm. And then a lot of them will be like, try to get a little flirty with you, and then they be like, "Stop flirting."
Oh,
You know how it is, with these little girls. Hmm. Which ain't really nothing wrong with that, cause we find it absolutely adorable when, like, little girls are like that. Chase, what you have to say about that? They're just baby girls who's trying to find their way, and it's still developing.
right. I don't think my hate is like I hate
They
when
be
you see this.
they be like 2 to 3 years old, or maybe 4 when they're like that.
Yeah, the thing I hate is when you gotta take them to the doctor to get shots. They be crying and stuff.
They be in pain. Yeah, cause they be in pain.
I don't like seeing like little girls cry. They do something to me right there. Seeing that
Hmm.
it does something to me. And also when they go right into the dinner for the first time, I hate that because they
Hmm.
gotta go inside there by themselves. You can't go with them. They, you know what I'm saying? Can't hold their hand and nothing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Right.
And I'm sure everybody hate right going there to the doctor or the dentist. Everybody hate going there. They don't like going there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So first of all, when you first get there, right, you gotta wait for damn hours, and then once you finally get back there, you gotta wait like even longer. Can't go in and just come out like real fast.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hated that shit. I was a kid. I didn't like that.
Hmm.
I know y'all did too.
Hmm. Oh, definitely.
It
I was.
just
Hmm.
right to the dentist and the doctor. Like it makes everybody nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Well, you about to say you about to say something else, right?
I was about to say that we should all basically, like, do like a game session and everything while we're doing this like channel and all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Be legit.
Yeah, we'll get to that at some point. But yeah, I feel like I feel the conversation kind of dwindling here. If you guys want to talk about anything else, I feel like now is the best time to call it. If you guys want to call it.
Anything else you have on your mind, Kentavious, while we're still active and alive?
No. Not really.
He said not really.
Yeah. What about you, Tony?
Mm-mm. Because honestly, everything we needed to pretty much say and talked about, I felt like we got off. Just like as I promised. And I kept it.
Yeah, and we can always come back. We can always come back to this. Whenever you guys have like any like other thoughts at some other point at least. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, no, I feel like this is a great session, a great time to hear everybody's points and everything. At least from my point of view, I kind of I was able to be educated on a few things. I was able to learn a few things, and yeah, I just had a good time, and I was able to hear everybody's points and everything. It was pretty nice.
It really is. And honestly, we this was actually one of the very first lives we've done where we didn't have to actually worry about talk going in circles trying to prove a point.
For me, we men basically. To the women, they gonna try to like sit up here and start an argument with you out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. And I mean, yeah, of course they'll try to stir up like trouble because
That's
women
how they know. Because
women are basically,
emotional creatures.
yeah, are some emotional, spoiled, rotten, stuck up, emotional, unstable creatures. And that's all I really have to say about that.
I agree.
Not yeah, yeah, and it's bad enough as we mentioned before that they cannot accept truth or be given constructive criticism without actually getting all reactive and stuff. Nor rejection, nor being able to put your hands on them because apparently they haven't been taught to keep their hands to themselves. A lot of things. Not willing to be able to hear the truth. On top of that, not can't even say two words, such as I'm sorry. Hmm. It just feels like a lot of things, women are lacking. And like I said, at least from the encounter in which we had so far with with certain ones. And that's really all.
Yeah. Well, yeah. With those closing remarks, yeah, really hit home with how much women are kind of behind in the aspect of they act like children. They act like they are entitled to everything on this planet, and that is what we're trying to say with this podcast is that with all things set aside, all the differences set aside, women have some accountability issues that they need to account for.
A
And
lot of character issues.
yes,
A lot of character issues.
and yeah, we talked about a lot of things during this podcast, but mostly we circled back to the idea that women just need to step up.
Just need to do better. Just make better choices.
Yes.
If if they know it's going to be they're going to be given a harsh reality about something, a lot of things could be avoided. A lot of things could really be avoided if they just make fucking better choices and leave the men the fuck alone. Give them their space.
Truth. Truth. Well, yeah, Contavious, do you have any other remarks?
Octavius. Yeah, he was asking, do you have any other remarks that you want to add as
Uh,
a life lesson?
uh, well, yeah, about
Go ahead.
women, right?
Mhm.
Like when my ex girlfriend, for example, she be trying to give like man advice on like on how to like talk to women, but like she got a real like how you can get some advice from you basically into yourself every single time you try to get somebody advice. You can try to say how somebody should be, what a man should do, what a man should, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna
And
say all that, man?
but
You know
not
what I'm
but
saying?
not up to her life. Yeah,
Be success.
yeah. Basically, trying to you know dictate to somebody what they should and shouldn't do, but yet she's not even applying what she's talking about to her life.
Like you can't get somebody advice and then when try to get somebody advice, she not and the advice you trying to get somebody, you ain't actually
You're not even following, and that's another thing I
applying,
want to
right?
pretty
You're not
much.
following you.
And I
Because
know, we've been more dragging on more remarks than what we've actually like have done and should have stopped at. But let's also close this on the ended note. Newsflash: if there's how can you actually be somebody to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do, but yet
you ain't doing it.
but yet you got to question: are you doing these things? Are you doing what you're supposed to do before you go and check someone else? Cause I be damn if I be the one to actually judge or say what somebody should be doing when I have problems of my own.
She ain't doing it herself.
Right.
You're not following your own advice. Matter of fact, the advice you get somebody is from like watching YouTube videos of somebody talking about it. Then
Or
you
or
copy you try to copy what they said. And then she be copying post Instagram story, post Facebook story, and then put it on her story. Like she the one that actually came up with it. When they came up with it,
like she
it's their
invented,
stories. It ain't yours. It's success,
right, as if she's the one who invented it.
right? Can't
And
do that.
also how you gonna try to how you're gonna be a person to try to give out advice to somebody and say you can't let things bother you or affect your life, but yet you're not even real. How you gonna tell somebody what they should be doing yet you're not real? Because you're not, because based off your attitude and yeah, because attitude comes with that character based off of your whole personality. No. Yeah, I don't. I can't even take most of these people seriously.
Then one main thing she like to do is like talk so much about Brandon. You talking about how bad he treated you, but then you want to stand here and get right there with him. Then you want to talk how bad he treated you. You want to get right back with him. Talk how bad he treated you. You want to get right back with him. How you gonna stand here and say that, and you want to sit here and like date him again? All you want to do is use that man, take advantage of him. That's all you want to do. All you want to do is just manipulate and control him. That's all you want to do. You don't want no goddamn relationship for real. She don't want that for real. That's all she want to do. Just manipulate and control that man. That's all she want to do. And if he fall for it, who's the idiot? It's him. If he fall for it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we all know he gonna fall for it every time. He'll send for her. This man spoiled, right? This girl like there's no tomorrow. All she doing, all she doing, right? That she's spoiling him like that, but he spoiling her like crazy. Like, bro, you sent her buying her all this stuff, but what's she buying you, bro?
And what
What's she buying you? She ain't about you nothing.
on top of that, what makes her even think, and what has she done to even deserve any of the shit that she's getting?
N- Nothing. But just talk shit about everybody. That's all she do best.
But anyways, Chase, I think this was all we really had to say on the closing point of this stream.
Oh yeah. Would you like to? I don't remember how you used to do it, but would you like to? Well, actually, first, I would like to thank all of our viewers. Can't see. I need to refresh this stuff. Uh, for whoever's watching, thank you so much for joining in and watching our podcast. Listening to what our points. I for sure have learned something, and I hope you guys have as well. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and yeah, Tony, would you like to continue with continue with what they should do?
Okay, well, for those who's listening and basically um have actually like stayed to like really hear our point, all the points in which we made and everything we basically talked about and covered for like this entire stream. I I most definitely appreciate the support, love and support, and this is just a learning experience and everything. Because even though I got my own issues, I feel like everything that needed to be said, we all said, within this live, and we just hope all I can say is just don't do what I do. Just don't do mm, damn near a percentage of the things in which I do, because I know at times I can get, you know, you know, I can get like very devious at times and not have a filter at times and just be completely like impulsively doing things. But I don't know if I could compare that to the level that anyone else does it. But yeah, just try to learn from somebody who's been in a very dark place and keep your head up, because bad times don't last forever. Certain things don't last forever, and you just gotta accept and appreciate the people that what you have, because as the saying goes, you never know what you got till it's gone. Anything else y'all like to say?
Yeah, that's very poetic. Um, um, yeah, that's very strong advice, and I would say the same thing for me. Like I feel like I'm kind of a klutz at times, and I make mistakes as well, and we're all human, we're all learning, and yeah. Um, but everybody, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to just ask you for you guys to please leave a like, comment, and please subscribe. Um,
Share.
yes, and share.
Yeah. Yo, hit that bell, turn on notifications so you'll be notified anytime we go live, whenever we drop another premiere.
Hell yeah!
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time. See ya.